Hi, hello. Hello, what's up? I'm on a toaster, what's up? Okay, I'm here. Finally. Decent to know about you. I feel better. Yesterday, I was still recovering. My voice, my throat still hurt. Suggestion, do not read straight for 5 hours. It does not help. It does not work. Alright, starting the game right now. There you go. I'm glad to hear though. I'm glad to hear you're doing decent. What I'm less glad about is the mod not starting up properly. What's going on with that? Umineko, what are you doing to me? Come on. Give me a second. I can't. Oh my god, I've got a billion pop-up windows. Where the hell did I put it? I put it somewhere, but I can't find... Ah, here we go. I found the chart. I'm gonna put it up on screen. Here we go. Right, so that's the game. That's Umineko. It should capture Umineko soon enough, right? Right? Please? Apparently it's just not. It is capturing the, Let me do another window capture. I don't know what's happening. I didn't have this problem before. Yeah, no, exactly. The game isn't... Oh, here we go. Alright, here we go. Never mind. Okay. And then with this one, I have a shot that I can just... You know... I'll just put it max size. Here we go. Alright, this is where we're at with the chart. And I'll refer to it if need be. Nonetheless, despite that, in spite of all of that, I'm gonna start reading through. I have no idea what that is. Oh, so the game... Oh, you don't know what Umineko is? Okay, so Umineko essentially is a visual novel. And a pretty good one so far, but the issue is that not much has happened yet. Essentially, we just got introduced to like every single person in the family. Wait, load, okay. And now, things should start happening soon-ish. I was told about like an hour or so before something big happens. We'll see though, we'll see. Normally the volume sounds good, right? The volume of the game compared to my voice will be good. Let me check if I properly announced it. Here we go. Okay. I am ready. So, last time they rode an airplane, then a boat, then went to a guest house, fucked around while we were introduced to some servants, and there was Battler being a molester, which I was not a fan of, no one was. And now they're at the dinner table. The grandfather went on like a giant spiel about Beatrice. And oh, she's a witch and she is gonna make the total George death. True, I wish. Hi, Suffolk. What's up? We are, We just heard of him saying he's gonna take like the ultimate gambit, or he's gonna make a bet or something about Beatrice. Oh, how do we say it again? Is that Beatrice? Beatrice. That's how they pronounce it. Alright. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the family head's health is not its best. He seemed extremely sad not to be able to share lunch with Olio. Now that you have gathered for this event that occurs but once a year, I don't remember at all how they're supposed to sound. What I'm supposed to say. Their lines? Goda, let the lunch begin. Certainly, I shall begin today's luncheon. Is that something people actually say? The only time I've ever heard the term luncheon was in the Simpsons episode, like the steamed hams one. Dr. Nanjo, is Fava's condition really that bad? Couldn't you have at least let us see his face? It's more a problem of mood than a physical condition. And for that, there is no medicine I can prescribe. Hey, are we talking about his mood again? You gotta be kidding me. We took time out of some schedule during this damn busy autumn season just to come and find out how he's doing. I mean, literally none of you care though. Like, it's quite clear all of you are just worried about how the money will be split. And now he is. And you should be happy, Rudolph. You don't know what he's doing. Oh, what? Would you rather take my place and try to persuade our ill-humored father to come join us? Are you kidding? Rudolph shrugged. Yeah, you can definitely see the shrug right there. Apparently though, Rudolph was willing to be indignant at how self-centered his favor was. He wasn't particularly disappointed to be spared a face-to-face meeting. I'm gonna guess no one likes the father at all. Does it seem like his mood will improve before dinner? Cross-Nissan? What the hell does Nissan mean? They keep not translating the honorifics. And I'm not Japanese, so I have no fucking idea what Nissan is. I have no idea. If you want to know that, you should ask him directly. Although, I think his mood will improve faster if we don't bother him. Genji-san's the only one who can get grandfather out of a funk. It's pretty pathetic though, making the servants deal with your own parents' bad mood. Oh, old. Wait, do we have the portrait? Oh, old is he? They don't say his age, they just say he has a few months to live. Okay, so we have no idea. Does every single character have that symbol besides him? Besides those two? Okay, no, wait, this is weird. I just noticed every single character in the family, like literally all of them, have that one symbol, right? Except for her, apparently. I mean, probably didn't join the family recently enough to have that symbol carved. He doesn't. And those two don't. Are they all going to die? Is this what it's pointing at? It's weird that like there's all the seemingly important characters have that symbol on them, right? But a few of them don't. At all. I'm wondering what's up with that. Like, even Butler does, and Butler has been out of the family for 6 years. It's probably an indicator who's related by blood. Oh! Oh yeah! You're right! Wait, no. You're wrong. So what's up with Shannon then? Why doesn't he have it? Right? And you could just say it's because he's a servant. But in that case, why doesn't Goda have it? And you could say that's because Goda is new. Then why does Kumasawa not have it? Kumasawa has been here for like decades. It is a mystery. There's probably something about that. Like, there's probably something that's gonna explain all of this. For sure. But, right now, I'm just noting down. I need to note down. I'm gonna note down about the bird so I can not forget. Oh, how do I draw a bird? What does a bird even look like? Give me a second. It looks like... Here you go. That looks pretty accurate. Right? You do this, and then one of these. Alright, that looks like the bird. And then we fill it in with orange. And I'm gonna do the thing that my old physics teacher did to indicate something's important. No, actually, I'll just do a normal for like this. My old physics teacher, you taught us like a way to indicate something is important fast while writing is to do this, right? Because it is essentially just an exclamation mark inside a triangle, but you skipped out all the annoying details, like centering it. You just do this, and then you can move on with the text. But that's beside the point. Let's move on. Okay, so back to the story. Jessica, don't speak out of turn. She planned for a complaint to be heard only by her cousin, but that reach even crosses ears. Wait, even if that's what she meant, Safik? No, you're right. Wait, actually, like all of those aren't related to the father at all. Like, Cross is the sibling. Like, that line is specifically for the ones who aren't in the family. Alright. She'd planned for a complaint to be heard. Okay, reach even crosses ears. Scolded. Jessica's crow is cold and turned away, sulking. If he's as cranky as they make it sound, he can't be that terribly sick, right? I mean, they're saying he's in a bad mood, but not that he's got no energy, which at least proves he's got his wits about him. It's because grandfather has especially strong willpower. However, that doesn't necessarily mean his body will be able to keep up. Since last year, they keep saying that he has 3 months left. Oh. If the initial diagnosis were correct, grandfather has been prolonging his life by willpower alone. Impressive. If that's true, like if that's canonically true. And not just like the doctor lying or something. It's right for us to worry about him. So he has a mysteriously long life. Got it. Lunch started with the family seat still empty. The man who should be sitting there had already grown old. And the brilliant glory which had rebuilt the Ushiro-miya family in the span of a single lifetime was being forgotten. Even though they were beginning the meal with that seat still empty, no one felt it was that odd anymore. Oh. Oh, time is moving forward, okay. 1 hour forward, only. We're still at 1 PM. The Ushiro-miya family conference was held once every year, the first weekend of October. Yes, that we knew. If normal family were to hold a so-called family conference, you'd expect it to be nothing more than a reunion of rarely seen relatives who greet each other around buckets of sushi or something. However, part of the family's great fortune had been lent out to grandfather's children, and no one in this family was considered an adult till they had met with success in business. So this meeting literally was a conference. Oh. How much of the fortune was invested? What sort of business was conducted? How much profit was earned? As a result, how much of the fortune borrowed from the main family could be repaid? Oh. Or possibly, how much more would be borrowed for future business ventures? What lessons did they learn? What could they learn from their mistakes? Yeah, it is literally just a business family. It's very old-fashioned in this way. These topics like this were discussed very seriously in the past. But that said, it was lying on a bed of nails. Apparently, it used to be a very serious family meeting, where people were bathed in scornful and angry voices. Some people even got slapped, despite their age. However, that had become a thing of the past. Huh. Now, with everyone pursuing their own business ventures and achieving success, it was becoming more of a normal yearly get-together. Even so, telling grandfather about the recent events was extremely stressful. So while it was nothing more than a simple get-together for his grandchildren, it was still a real stomachache for our parents. The absence of the man was the source of all this trouble, regardless of the reason. Probably made today's lunch taste much more delicious. Interesting, okay. So, essentially, everyone hates the grandfather. The phrase, while the demon is not around, everyone can relax. Yeah, exactly. Let's introduce Jessica's father, finally, and now he's gonna nerd out about names. He hasn't seen his face for 6 years. The man sitting to my father's left is his older brother and Jessica's father, Ross. Name's sure is easy to read. Yeah. He even starts to sound kind of cool. Kind of? He sounds like the villain. Like, the name Cross makes him sound like a villain. There'd never been one to chat to children. Oh, you have little memory of talking to him. I felt like he was always talking to adults, just like Aunt Natsui. Wait. So I want to read his biography, but yeah, okay. And everyone hates him. From what I remember, like, literally no one cares about him. Yeah. As the oldest of the 4 siblings, he leads a family conference. However, the other siblings think he is trying to get all the inheritance for himself, and this further strains the tension between them. Yeah. He is a real estate investor and has put a lot of money to the development of a resort. However, his results have been harshly criticized. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, so essentially, everyone wants him out of the picture in some way or another. According to my father's gossip, he was a spiteful and violent man. If what he said is true, Uncle Cross used to be very domineering from his position as the oldest sibling, and was despised by all the others. Though, despite that, the siblings all seem to be happily chatting together. Yeah, they're saving face. Like, they're maintaining appearances, like professionals would. Oh well, even if their relationship was bad when they were children, sometimes when people grow up and live apart from each other, their relationships change. That's probably what this was. After all, they all had children of about the same age. By sharing the same family environment, they probably profited by exchanging opinions. Yeah, I think this is just like more of a business meeting. They're being professional to some degree. Maybe because of that, a short while ago, the circle of parents began to discuss the exams Jessica and I would be taking. Jessica, in order to escape questions about exams from my father on our left, purposefully faced right while firing off a rapid series of comments, not giving him any chance to get a word in. Wait, so Jessica is... Where the fuck is Jessica? Jess is right here. Okay, Jess is right here. So she's... What do you mean? Okay, no, wait, okay, so this doesn't make sense. Because, like, the line is, Jessica, in order to escape questions about exams from my father on our left. But, like, it's not on the her left, it's on the right. Unless I got this completely flipped around, I probably did. Because, like, she's saying she doesn't want to talk to her father, so she's constantly talking to Butler. That checks out, okay. I just got the direction wrong. Moving on, let's look at the end opposite from Cross and the others. In the last very seat of the table, an old gentleman with a sturdy physique sat facing Kiri-san. This was my first time meeting him, and the family doctor. It's a man called Nanjo. And that's the last man, that's not Beatrice! Okay, I thought that was Beatrice, so we know everyone now. So what is his biography then? He once ran an hospital on Nijima, but he turned it over to his son. And now he enjoys his old age in peace. In peace, you think so? And before he is Beto. That'd be great. That'd be amazing. Now that Kinzo's constant suspicion has reached extraordinary heights. Nanjo is one of the very few people he trusts. Thanks to Nanjo's big-hearted nature, he has been able to continue his friendship with Kinzo, despite the latter's tendency to fly into a rage at the slightest provocation. Nanjoriche! Hi, Mac. What's up? He had known Grandfather since the very beginning, when the mansion was first constructed on this island, and had built up a relationship over several decades. I thought at first that the two of them might have gotten to know each other through Grandfather's suspicious hobbies. You mean the occult, right? But it seems he was actually Grandfather's chess partner. I see. Kind of hobby seems very like our grandfather, but with his love of all things Western. Yeah, it's surprising it wasn't like Go, right? Because it's much more popular in Japan. Nanjo is probably the only person who could enter Rokonjima by being neither a family member nor a servant. He looked like a calm old gentleman as he listened to the discussion between Kiri and the other woman who sat near him. Considering how long he stayed by the side of her short-tempered grandfather, his generous heart was probably nothing to laugh at. Yeah, he's just a good guy around. It's like George, if George wasn't a piece of shit, garbage human being. Right? Still, even if he was a family doctor, I think anyone outside the Ishiromiya family attend family conference was a little odd. He doesn't really fit in, does he? Made me think that Grandfather's condition might have worsened so much it'd be a major topic of discussion in today's conference. After all, George said something like that just a second ago. Something about we've been getting continuous reports since around last year that Grandfather didn't have long to live. Sick with a flu, thinking about whether watching stream is ill-advised or not. But the immune course is huge. To stay on is huge. Amazing. If you're sick with a flu, are you like laying in bed or something? I highly advise, right, if you want to watch a stream but you also need to chill, just like go in bed, put the stream on your phone or something and just, you know, watch comfortably under a blanket and fall asleep if you need to. Yeah, exactly. If you don't put it at too high of a volume, in my experience, it has really helped me through sickness. Because like it's just nice white noise that I can tune back in and out as I want. Right? Okay. Nonetheless, it's not easy to think about it, but consider how rich Grandfather is. At the time of his death, his wealth will suddenly be released, probably along with a fair share of apparent stomach acid. And it will lead to ulcers for everyone. Yeah! I think this is the year's first sick week. Seems like everyone's coming down with a cold or a flu. I have not gotten sick in like... what? Probably... 5 years? Yeah, I've not gotten sick since COVID, besides the COVID vaccine. It turns out that adopting the safe gestures that I learned during COVID, like washing my hands frequently, had a positive impact on my health. There's a good chance they'll be talking about stuff like that at the family conference. Oh, it's not the family conference, this is just lunch, okay. Let me introduce our grandfather. The person who should be sitting in that incipient chair, Kinzo. Really sucks. Everyone else in the family has these weird names, but he's got this perfectly normal one himself. If only his names were written Kinzo, but he let us call him Goldsmith or something. I'd totally freak out. What? What do you mean? As you can probably guess by now, he's a frightening person with an extremely short temper. Yeah. I'm one of his grandchildren, not a son. I haven't seen him since elementary school. Thanks to that, I have no memory of being beaten myself, but our parents were apparently raised with an iron fist. Messed up, evil, evil. You know what? This guy, Kinzo, dabbling in the occult and summoning witches, he might be a bad person. He might be not a good person. Not certain though. I may be overreading it, right? Reading too much into it. That's the term. That earlier conversation between my dad and Uncle Cross about who should go convince grandfather to come down is pretty darn funny once you know their background. Kinzo translating something close to Goldsmith. Yeah, and by the way, why does he get the normal name? Well, we're all Western. Yeah, checks out. Okay, that makes sense. Can't really tell grandfather's story without covering that pivotal event before the Showa era. 1926 to 1989. Okay. And until the Meiji and Taishu eras, the Ushiramiya family was great and prosperous. They owned several spinning mills, making them rich enough to just double over, laughing every day as the money kept rolling in. Incidentally, grandfather was a member of the branch family, and had pretty much nothing to do with the main family. Not only was he way down the list of people who could inherit the headship, but he had hardly any contact with the glamorous main family. However, during the Great Kanto earthquake in the year Taisho 12, the mansion owned by the Ushiramiya family in Odawara was flattened. The spinning mills in Tokyo were all burned down in a huge fire, and the Ushiramiya family lost most of its wealth and family members in an instant. Is this the same thing as is going to happen now with the typhoon? Kinzo is a goth girl be mad at puzzle girls pretending to be interested in the occult, witchcraft, and spooky stuff. True! True, I've met people like that. I've met people who are like interested in the occult and actively ranting about like TikTok and people who were faking being into the occult. It was pretty funny. Okay. Nonetheless, 100% e-cost that. I'm not writing it down because it's like completely obvious what the cause is. So once they started to figure out the successor to the Ushiramiya family should be, they apparently found no one remaining except Kinzo and his branch family. In Kinzo's later reminiscence, he referred to this as good fortune so great that it overturned fate. You think so? If that grandfather's boring everyday life did a 180, he was entrusted with reviving the dying Ushiramiya family, which had lost nearly all of its wealth. However, just because he had been entrusted with his task didn't mean he could accomplish it. Apparently, those around him weren't really expecting much. However, this is when grandfather began displaying his extraordinary talent and good luck. He used all the family's remaining wealth as well as everything from the hair on his head to his toenails as collateral in order to borrow a massive amount of money. Once he built up a gigantic war chest, he immediately invested in businesses. Did he invest in airplanes right before World War II? Did he invest in construction before World War II? Right next to Nagasaki and other places? He bought Apple stock. He bought Bitcoin. Yeah, let's fix out. Apple stock, yeah. It was like someone tumbling down a hill on a bike without any brakes, and then jumping onto a neighboring bike, and then another one. Just like some crazy street performance. I'll bet everyone thought grandfather had no business ability whatsoever. However, after several miracles in terms of good luck, with coincidences piling up, and every chance taken advantage of, he was suddenly in control of powerful connections with the occupying forces. At that time, MacArthur and the GHQ was the ultimate authority in Japan. Grandfather, in the twinkle of an eye, began succeeding in businesses under the protection of the occupying forces, quickly becoming very rich. By this point, it's probably safe to say that information, not luck, saved the day. He must have made some seriously deep connections with the occupying forces. Yeah, this makes sense. He knew beforehand about emergency demands that would be made for the Korean War. That's it was more than that. He must have predicted those emergency demands from the very beginning when he started investing his money. So he had... Okay, either Bito told him what was going to happen, or what to do, or he got like a power of prescience, right? Like seeing a couple days into the future or something. But I don't think that's it. It doesn't seem like that's it. So, you know. The history books make it sound like all of Japan made a large profit off of the emergency demands during the Korean War, but that isn't actually true. Shinzo just felt like it. Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. It's just like that lucky. Only a very limited amount of the super rich played the money game and made an easy profit. You got a gaming chair. Checks out. Most of the citizens remained poor. In other words, grandfather was a member of this extremely lucky group of winners. Pretty sure this all happened during the year Showa 25. Okay, so 1950 or so. The Great Kwanto Earthquake happened in Taisho 13. So, that means grandfather was able to revive the near-dead Ishinomiya family in only about 20 years, to a level even higher than I've ever been before. With that, you'd think he revived the main family in Odawara. But for some reason, he went and did something as crazy as buying an entire small island in the Izu archipelago. Yeah, what's up with that? What's up with this guy? He's messed up. An entire island is not something you can do today, however, grandfather is clever. He contacted the GHQ and applied for the establishment of a marine resource base. Acquired his island as a business property, then tossed that project aside and claimed it as his own plot of land. Did he not like get yelled at for this? It doesn't seem like something you can do like freely. There were prevention measures against food shortages, and having the sponsorship of GHQ meant that nobody could oppose him. Oh. From what I've heard, the Tokyo metropolis of that day offered his land to him practically for free. Tokyo made difficulties by telling Kinzo to return the land, but the pushy GHQ intervened. Seems under-the-table bribes did their work well. Yeah, he probably spent a lot on bribes. In the end, the city gave up in frustration. Okay, wait, so where exactly is that island? It's close to Tokyo? Grandfather, with considerable skill and good luck, managed to weather the stormy seas of that period, attaining a vast fortune in its own island. Of course, it probably wasn't all luck. He was obsessed with all things Western, which helped him cultivate his English skills. He was able to use this to his advantage and sink his teeth into the GHQ. What is the GHQ 2? What are they talking about? The General Headquarters? Is that what they mean? A mansion was built on the island soon after. This mansion, in fact. Grandfather, with his love of the Western style, made this once uninhabited island a canvas upon which he could realize his dreams to his heart's content. He now had the Western mansion of his dreams, overflowing with emotion and atmosphere, and a beautiful garden featuring all sorts of roses. Are roses like typically Western? It also feels like it. He had a private beach where nobody other than himself would be permitted to leave a footprint. It's be dream come true for any boy. That must be lonely. That must be super lonely. Izu Islands are a group of islands managed by Tokyo Prefecture. They spread from some 50 kilometers to hundreds if not thousands away, but the biggest ones are nearby. Ah, checks out. I see. Does this island actually exist? Or is it a made-up island? After that, he made a good use of his huge fortune, becoming a large stockholder in the extremely stable iron and steel industry, and was able to live an easy and comfortable life just using the dividends. Well, he's just that incredible. This kind of person usually has the ability to foresee and predict the future, or at least this is over portrayed after the fact. His very plain general headquarters gave the order to the Americans at post-war Japan. Ah, I see. So he started learning English and stuff like this to suck up to the Americans. Right? Grandfather denies all of that, repeatedly saying that he was blessed with extraordinary luck. Anyway, even a lore like that could help but grow increasingly eccentric when locked up alone on an island, where all his dreams are made real. Yeah, that doesn't sound great for the psyche, not gonna lie. Everyone knows that he's had a Western obsession from the start, but none of our parents really know when his bizarre black magic hobby began. Did his love of black magic begin way back when he became fascinated with everything Western? Or did his miraculous stretch of good luck... What? Oh, or did his miraculous stretch of good luck while reviving his family cause him to feel a mysterious power in himself? Nishi might exist at least. Ah, okay. His dreams of becoming a NEET and getting infatuated with a literal portrait girl. Amazing. Listen, some people would love that, right? There are people out there who would love this to happen. At some point, grandfather began to make the research of black magic his life's work. He filled his study with suspicious books, chemicals, and magical items as he became increasingly bizarre. From what I've heard, those around him warmly watched over him, figuring that someone who had achieved success in life had the right to do as he pleased. But there's no way that's true. They were probably just creeped out, thinking that's disgusting. I don't want to get involved. Anyway, that agitated period was an age of big gambles with both opportunities and risks. Let's say grandfather was born in this time period. He would have had no opportunities. He would probably have advanced like a chess piece from mandatory education to college at a leisurely pace, never becoming more than an average salaryman. If that happened, probably have sat somewhere, happily talking behind his boss's back. No, not in a fancy dining hall like this. More like a table in some bar. Then again, I'll bet this family conference would be a lot more relaxing if that was the case. True. Was his wife? Like, did his wife die? Is this mentioned anywhere? I don't see it. Yeah, no, I don't think they mention his wife at all. I don't remember anything about her. I'll have to think about that. Let's talk about this incredible lunch. I'm already convinced by that sashimi salad appetizer. Goda-san's an excellent chef. Plus, these fish were caught in the adjacent seas, weren't they? They're totally different from the sashimi you get at the supermarket. Hey, quit it, Battler. Your upbringing will be exposed. Rude. Just calling him poor in front of everyone. He was a salaryman and he'd ask whether his superior co-workers to be blonde and busty. Let's be honest. Yeah, no, that checks out. That checks out. He would probably still be in the black magic. He would probably still be in Tubito. Everyone let out a big laugh. Damn it, you say that even though you love those cheap pubs. I've eaten at many unusual places because of work, but he stands up right there with the best of them. I'd be willing to bet Goda-san used to be pretty well known in those circles. Well, I don't know the details. Stuff got complicated at the long-standing hotel he used to work at, what with them opening a new establishment with the same name and breaking into factions or whatever it was. In the middle of all that, he was apparently forced to retire. At that time, Mom just happened to be sending out job offers for a servant. As Goda removes the empty plates, he began to recount his own bumpy past without losing a smile. The world is a difficult place. However, thanks to the Madame, I was given a chance to display my skills as a chef once again.
This time, for the Ushurmiya family. Although I enjoy experiencing the smiles of a larger number of people, I also find it quite entertaining to perform more delicate work that can please a limited number of those who have employed me. All this is thanks to the opportunity given to me by the madam. Goda-san respectfully bowed his head towards Aunt Natsui. That's because you were the most talented of the applicants. The decision was purely objective, not based on personal things, so there is no need to thank me. George shook on his food while Goda was recounting his employee story. I wish. I wish. Why does Aunt Natsui always have to sound so indifferent? No idea. If only she spoke with a bit more kindness, she might leave a different impression. Shannon-chan and Kumasawa-san entered from the hallway with a serving cart. Please excuse us. No then, let us move on to today's dessert. Goda-san and the others led the beautiful adorned dessert in front of us all. They only took 1 hour for the main lunch. Like, okay, there was the appetizer, there was the entrance, and then there's the main meal, and now dessert in only 1 hour? I heard, okay, there's a thing, like in French culture, when you have meals like this, in general, like in any circumstance, meals like this with a lot of people last like 4-5 hours in France. At least 3 to 4. Apparently this is a big cultural thing. I remember watching a video about this, about how McDonald's, when they arrived in France, faced a big problem because they designed their fast food with American customers in mind, and were very surprised when they found out that people went to McDonald's and sat in the chair for hours straight, even when alone, but typically with multiple people, filling the restaurant completely and preventing more people from coming in. So they had to actively rework their entire strategy and add a shit ton of chairs and comfortable chairs too, and make sure that like it would fit the French culture. So my point is, 1 hour is pretty fucking fast. For me at least. Gotta go fast, son. I mean, crossing Natsui. Yeah. It's true when they say you have enough stomach for dessert. I thought I already filled up on delicious food, but as soon as I laid eyes on that dessert, my stomach started yelling more. But what is a dessert? Okay, this looks really good. A white pudding-like substance was garnished with 2 shades of red sauce. Probably spicy sauce. And then again, rose petals adorn the dish. This guy really likes roses. Normally, during a high-class meal like this, you're supposed to wait for the chef to expose the virtues of this particular meal before eating. However, Maria was completely different to strict rules like that, so she got excited by this beautiful and delicious-looking dessert, jumping into the fray as soon as it was placed before her. I mean, she's 9. You should have told her. Olivia scolded her, calling it bad manners, but George responded by saying, No, it's okay. Why is George speaking? Why is George saying it's okay? It's like, who the fuck asked you? Let me check his place. Okay, let's make sure. Let's understand this. George, 7th, right? 7. It's important for George to remember this. He is not above the others. That sounds like rice pudding with strawberry jam. She's good, but not exactly stylish. True. Doesn't sound that great. Ew? This fat sour. This fat sour. Butler, this one's no good. Ew. Exclaims as she samples a 2-colored sauce. What? Some are good at some bad? Okay, I'll give it a go. Slurp, slurp, slurp. Apparently one sauce was sweet and the other sour. Really? No way. The sweet and sour sauce? You gotta be kidding. I've never heard of that. Did the Umineko come up with this concept, or was it already a thing before? Because I'm pretty sure I've never heard of this before.
Apparently when sauce was seized, despite it being bad manners, I also snuck my little finger in and licked it. One of the sauces was sour enough to make you pucker up. If it were yellow, I'd have suspected lemon. But I couldn't guess what kind of sourness would be red. Currants. It would be currants. Currants are so sour, it's crazy. It's more sour than lemons in some way. But you can eat them like as is because it's not lemon, it's very small, it's a berry. And it's red. Butler and Maria, dream team. Yeah, I love them both. They're great. They fit well together. I hope they both survive. I really hope they both survive. I decided to ask Shannon, who was putting away the service card behind us.
Shannon-chan.
Shannon, what kind of sauce is this sour stuff? I know. Shannon hesitated. Maybe her job was just to set the table, so she doesn't really know. Hell, even considering that, she seems pretty stressed. Maybe I shouldn't have asked. Yeah, you fucked up. Did they use some ingredient that would be better off not knowing about? It's blood. It's virgin blood. Well, Natsui made a gesture that seemed to indicate an incoming headache. Kumasawa-san was sitting at the table at the opposite seat. Began to chuckle. What do you think made it out of? It'll shock you. Yeah, it's virgin blood. Give me a second. They made it with virgin blood. Thanks, Shannon. That's why Shannon is hesitating. That's why. It's her blood in this. My god, that makes sense. Wait a second. Kumasawa-san, that laugh's pretty creepy. So, what is it? Don't tell anyone, okay? Listen very carefully. Kumasawa leaned across from the other side of the table. I leaned forward myself when she asked. Their interest caught Jessica, George, Aniki, and of course, Maria also put various closer. What? What? Quickly! Quickly! You see? The sour part is made from juice squeezed from a mackerel. Really? What? Mackerel? That's crazy, Wolf thought, horrified. Only Maria accepted it, nodding sagely. Oh? Mackerels are sour! This is what comes out when you squeeze them. When Maria started clamoring that mackerel was sour, the adults were unable to contain their laughter. Only on Rosa, her face rayed, whispered to Maria that mackerel is only sour. It's sour only once prepared as shimesaba. I have no idea what that is. Ah, no, I totally remember. Kumasawa-san was always like this, wasn't she? I think I remember her tricking me too in all sorts of ways when I was young. The most gleeful has gotta be that one. Those flimsy black things in Chinese dishes. The kikurage mushrooms. Told me they were penguin meat, and when I went all around school like a smartass telling everyone, didn't I? What an asshole. She's awful. Kumasawa, you sure haven't changed. You know Maria's gonna believe it now, right? Oh, it's just a joke. Now Goda-san's going to tell us what the sauce really is, won't he? Yoda looked a little put off about his masterpiece being laughed at for such a bizarre reason, but after clearing his throat once, introduced the dessert to us. How long has it been since we're talking about desserts? Probably been like 5 minutes. 10 minutes. Well then, allow me to introduce the dessert. It's panna cotta. Makes sense. The rose petals scattered across were selected just now from that very rose garden. The sauce is a combination of two reds, strawberry and rosette.
Rose whip?
お楽しみになってください。
Really?
なお花びらは観賞用となっておりますので、避けてからお
Okay.
召し上がり。それではどうぞお楽しみください。
I'm not too interested to read out the very dry description of a dessert. Wow, man, I almost want to applaud before eating. Just like with medicine, reading the detailed description first seems to make it work a whole lot better. Umineko is over, GG. Mystery solved. We now know whose blood it belongs to. It's Rose's. It's Rose's blood. As Goda-san elaborated on the details of this dessert, started to feel even more appetizing. Seriously, should you call him subtle or just talented? The dessert was probably planned from the beginning, but taking the hint when we all stopped in front of the rose garden earlier today, displayed an incredible and timely awareness by just adding a few rose petals from that garden. The mystery was, oh, George hasn't died yet. True. It's actually seagulls, and that's why they cry. It makes sense. It makes sense. And that's why they cry out nya, nya, like real seagulls do. Do Japanese people already think that seagulls go nya? Because I don't see it. I genuinely do not see it. This combination of sweet and sour was also exquisite. It was just sweet. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, it's been like, what? 10 minutes that we've been discussing this single dessert? Please, move on from the dessert. Sure, everyone else felt the same way. Someone praised the taste, okay. So everyone's sucking him off. In Japanese, penguins are literally birds, so who knows? Huh. Are literally bird people. Ah, okay, I didn't read the entire sentence. What is it, madam? Splendid, as always. It is worthy of entertaining our guests. I am most grateful for your words. Madam, did you know? I have heard that rosehip has the ability to cure headaches. I thought that you in particular would appreciate it, so I had it specially prepared. Ah. Is that so? Thank you. Hey, didn't I tell you, Natsumi-san? I like Kiri. Rosehip is great for headaches. So it seems. I do hope it actually helps. Goda-san, I love ya. Hey, later on, why don't you tell me how they're treating you? Oh, if you can, just let me know what sort of salary you'd like. I mean, your talent confined to a small island is sacrilege to humanity's cooking culture. What do you think about working your craft for my company and delighting all our customers? Hideyoshi-san, are you trying to steal away our Goda? No, that won't do at all. Hideyoshi's a good... I love him. If you ask me like, what the best character in this would be, I would probably say Maria. But it would be at a close third. We better start treating Goda better. Oh, it'll get snatched up. Oh, yes, you really should. If you don't, someone's gonna grab him, and you'll be stuck with 3 meals of Kumasawa-style mackerel cooking a day, won't you? He recognizes good food, immediately tries to get him back to the mainland. Yeah, he's just a genuine nice guy. He knows what's going to happen. He wants Goda to get out before shit goes down. Oh, that's harsh. Seems someone's holding a grudge against me.
Everyone let out a huge laugh. According to Jessica, Kumasawa-san's mackerel jokes were a running gag that our parents had long since gotten used to. Kumasawa-san often claimed that mackerels had precious nutritional value, which could slow aging, make people smarter, and more. Supposedly, while it couldn't stop the outward signs of aging, it helped prevent aging on the inside. Don't they say that about like literally any kind of food? I've heard healthy properties for literally any food I have ever seen. Like genuinely, you talk about any ingredient and you'll have like 10 articles on Google telling you, oh, this ingredient's great for your health. Just keep eating that for the rest of your life. Seriously, try it. Like type strawberries, type apple, type something, you'll see. Like apples have the benefit of keeping doctors away, which is crazy. Supposedly, while it couldn't stop the outward signs of aging, that prevented aging on the inside, yes. Oh, in that case, if you'll excuse me, prepare yourself for tonight's dinner. I'll be cooking plenty of mackerel dishes for you all, so you better look forward to it. We sure will. Can't wait to get all pucked up from tonight's shimisaba. Did she say steak? No, it's gonna be fish, dumbass. I wonder if I'll be serving any good Japanese sake. Oh, we certainly will. Haven't you heard of Rokanjima's famous mackerel shoshu? I don't get the jokes, by the way. Like, everyone's laughing and I'm just not getting it. They bowed and pushed the serving cart away. Bye. Wait. Wait. Ah, here we go. So... Okay, no, she has it tattooed. Alright. Yeah, I was wondering what was up with that. Like, I didn't see the symbol on her and I remembered her having it. I'm still weirded out by the fact that, like, those two and Genji have it. Genji makes sense because he's, like, very close to the family. He's essentially more trusted than any of the siblings. But those two... I don't get it. Is Shannon like part of the off-branch of the family or something? Kumasawa-san, thanks for doing that back there. He puts the serving cart. Shannon bowed her head very deeply. Oh, I haven't done anything that requires thanks. Kumasawa-san may have played dumb, but she had obviously understood and saved Shannon in the nick of time. Back when Battler had asked about dessert, Shannon unfortunately hesitated. There may have been several ways to dodge the question, but all of them would have required some quick wits, which she did not possess because she's a dumbass, and everyone hates her, and she sucks, and she's pure waifu bait, and everyone who likes her is dumb. That's what we're about to say, I just predicted it. She was always suffering because of this small weakness. We hesitated when hard pressed for a response, I see. If only Shannon had a little of the craftiness needed to cleverly shake off a mistake. Like Goda, her life would have been a bit easier. Okay, I think I'm gonna note that down. Actually. I'm gonna note that down so I can remember it for later. I accidentally clicked forward, don't worry. I'm gonna write it waifu bait can't lie. Here we go. I think that's pretty important to note down. Bad. I'm gonna bad. It's Just in case it comes to bite me in the ass. Alright. I think it's important to note that down. Nutritional science is complicated because of many variables. But also because the papers may have been requested by corporates for their interests. Texture and sugar, for instance. So an article will cling to literally any study, even if that hasn't been proved. So because advice magazines need to sell. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, that's right. It makes sense though. Thank you for the full explanation. It does explain it. Like I know that like there's food which definitely helps. Like medicine is made from ingredients too. And some of those medicine is made with things you can eat naturally, like those beans. You know, the one you make opioids from? That you put on poppy seeds. Poppy seeds. Those are an ingredient with like notable health effects. Right? Anyways. Sorry, I haven't checked the shift chart yet. Wait, I missed it then. I heard from Genshi-san there will be a change in the afternoon shifts. I believe you were given a break until this evening. I'm jealous. Ah yes. I was thinking I might start cooking some mackerel in the oven. If you don't mind, I would be happy if you would help out a bit before your break. So she's not gonna be in the mention. Ah yes, I would be delighted to help. To Shannon, Kumasawa was like a mother among the servants. So how is it gonna go when like the murder mystery happens? Are we all gonna get gathered around like a circular room and there's gonna be podiums or stands? Everyone's gonna be sat around the stands, right? Trying to have logic battles with logic guns, shooting logic reasoning, and then anytime someone dies, the rest of the family prints out a picture of them and puts it on the podiums and then scratches it with like a giant red cross. Is that how it goes? We'll see, but I think that would be peak if it was like this. Then gold needed to be cleaned up, so we were chased out. But tea was being served in the parlor. Apparently, Vet prepared the black tea that Aunt Rosa had bought for Aunt Natsui. Maria said she also wanted to have some black tea, but my old bastard said she couldn't. Told those children to go play outside. Messed up. The conference will be a cool team shootout. Whoever gets it first fucking dies. We're gonna see George Spellcard. What would be a good name for George Spellcard? That is a question. A very important one. Badlucan, why don't we all go for a walk outside? Go ahead, take a look at the roses or something. But keep a close eye on the weather. I need to check his mouth when he opens it. Because like everyone else that is in the direct lineage, except for George, has the fang teeth. Right? Even Maria. I want to see if he has it. Hi, Polypo. Eva is just mailing, yeah. Hi, Reverb. What's up, both of you? How are you guys doing? Go ahead and take a look at the roses or something. But keep a close eye on the weather, because we're all gonna be locked in the manor while the murder mystery happens. The sky is still clear, but the weather report kept on talking about rain. I wanna go to the beach! The beach! Oh, that sounds wonderful! Playing on the sandy beach isn't something you get to do often. Oops. Isn't something you get to do often, isn't it? A good point. Okay, let's all go to the beach then. Ew, let's go, let's go! Couldn't join earlier. Don't worry, Polypo. Don't worry, it's fine. You didn't miss much. You missed out on like a 15 minutes long description of one dessert. So, you know, you're fine. Maria, be careful not to get clothes wet. Or your shoes. What? Why does he keep skipping? Ew, it won't get wet! That obedience is so cute. Battle-kun, make sure you keep an eye out for Mariette-chan, okay? Sure, leave it to me. She's Kiri's Maria's mom, right? No. Kiri is just Rudolph's second wife, okay. Rosa is her mom. Oh, you're pretty obedient and cute yourself, listening to Kiri like that. Why don't you also listen to me obediently for a change? I don't know. Let's go, everyone. Come on. The children flew out of the parlor. They were replaced by Genji, who pushed the serving cart in and prepared to serve the tea. The parlor was filled with splendid aroma, which delighted everyone, while we waited to state their first. To state. Rudolph's family certainly seems close. George died, so his door closed on his fingers. I wish. It's a wonderful thing. Wait there, we're no match for your family, Aniki. You could just say Big Brother instead of Aniki. Jeez. That's true. You've raised Jessica-chan to be so adorable. I imagine that's yet another fruit of your talents and education and training, Natsui-san. Domo. Natsui answered cuddly. Conversation broke off then, and the parlor fell silent. Maybe Hideyoshi couldn't bear the silence, because he broke it himself with an exaggerated sister. Love him. Ew, they sure do grow fast. I thought they'd be kids forever, but they started getting huge all of a sudden. And then they're adults like us. Battle-kun looks like a completely different person now. His body has grown much bigger, but he's still just a kid. Well, you could say the same about my husband. I wonder where the border between child and adult is. 18. It's 18. When you turn 18, your mind changes from child to adult, instantly. There's no actual difference. Until then. Right? And at that point, everything blows up. Your mind expands. You become an entirely different person. Compared to your family, Aniki. His latest note, Aniki means brother. Yeah, this is what it feels like the entire fucking time. It's crazy. The entire text is full of like untranslated Japanese names. For some reason. Which on the other hand, it does mean that there's near to no censoring, right? Plus, it is a translation that many people have not read. Because it's 07th mod and most people played Yumi Project. I think that does have an appeal for a bunch of people. I wonder where the border between child and adult is. Still don't feel as though I've grown up. Isn't that pitiful? That's not something the mother of a child should say. That's right. We're not children anymore. We're all adults now. Which one do you want, Popo? All according to Keikaku is funny. It is one of the best anime memes ever. So I wish we could work together on an intellectual level, rather than an emotional one. Meow? Wait, no, it's awful. Meow? Here we go. You got 2 for 1 here. I hope you're happy. So I wish we could talk together on an intellectual level rather than an emotional one. Honestly, quite incredible. When Eva smiled with sharp sarcasm, everyone seemed to get more tense. Cheap at twice the price. True. That pleasant tea aroma had been tossed out the window. What did she say? Oh, she just called everyone fucking dumbasses. Since long ago, we've always endeavored to engage in intellectual conversation. It seems your sarcasm occasionally misses its mark. Just as it always has. Oh, what is it you've always endeavored to do? My.
その言葉をきれいに放送して
I'm
何十年
surprised.
か前のこの部屋に届けてあげたいわ
I'm
ね
surprised they didn't like leave Aura untranslated at this point. I wish I could wrap those words up and send them to this room a few decades ago. Imagine throwing the knives out situation that's going to occur and Rosa lets herself set herself up for such a self-own. I do not know the knives out situation you're talking about. What did Rosa say? Oh, she said that. Okay.
ねえローザ
Right, Rosa? I completely missed out. Rosa gave a vague smile. She knew that, whether she agreed or disagreed, she'd earned the displeasure of one of her siblings. There was a bit of worldly wisdom that had been essential for someone growing up as the youngest sibling.
よせよ、姉貴。
What? Okay. Quit it, Aniki.
ガキどもがいない
We'd better get started on the main topic while the brats aren't around.
それこそ
Let's just make that our intellectual discussion. As Rudolph glanced over the faces of all present, Sam let out a small sigh, let a small look of resignation cross her face. They're approaching their unavoidable discussion of inheritance. Yeah, exactly. True agenda.
去年の時点で
Last year,
余命3ヶ月
his life expectancy was estimated at about 3 months.
ってことは
Which I guess means he's got negative 9 months left now.
いつお迎え
Should we
が
take that to mean it might suddenly happen at any time?
ことだぜ。
当主様は
The family is still alive and well.
このような
The fact that you bring up such an inappropriate topic under the light of day makes me doubt your sanity, Rudolph-san. Ew, Natsuri-san. This is the sort of thing you can't put off until after something happens. He's still healthy now, which makes this the perfect time to talk about this, while we've still got time to plan. It's just a bit of financial etiquette, you might say. The king's father is the focus of everyone's concern. Dr. Nanjo, could we hear the details from you? That appears to be what everyone else is waiting for, after all. Nanjo, who had been standing by the window and staring out at the rose garden, let out a single cough when he realized that he was being called.
南條先生、
Dr. Nanjo,
お父様の
Oh, his
具合は
father's condition.
どんな感じなんですか？
well, to begin, allow me to start with a revision, since my estimate last year that he only had 3 months left was not borne out.
言われずとも
No need to explain. You're saying that measuring remaining life is only a prediction, not a promise, right? That is correct. Because of that, while I accept everyone's repeated questions, I can by no means confirm when he will pass away. The man's life is supported by their body and their mind. If the body is weak, the situation becomes more dangerous, but if the mind is strong enough to compensate for that weakness, the effect of one's condition can sometimes remain in a subdued state. Yeah, I was about to point out that you can't really fight against a heart attack. But he did at some times. He did cover his bases. So you're saying that even if his body is weak, his mind is still firm and spirited.
健康でいらっしゃれるという
Curious, sorry, but please stay quiet for a bit.
ごめんなさい
I'm sorry. Here you're gonna call his doctor a bitch again. Kinzo. And fall over dead properly. Just to spite him. Just to spite him. That is correct. Kinzo-san's body is being overwhelmed by the demon of ill health. This will be especially true as long as it continues to partake of such strong alcohol. He's in a crisis now because he drinks. But maybe he's lived this long because he drinks. There's that for you, the avid drinker.
それで先生
Well then, Doctor, I know you can't give anything more than a prediction. But what do you think about Father's chances of living until this day next year? That's quite a rude question to ask about the family head. Natsui jumped on Eva, not even bothering to hide her astonished expression. Eva stared back daringly, but Hideyoshi realized what was going on. Tried to smooth things over with a forced smile. Hideyoshi, my man. Ah, Natsui-san, forgive her. Eva, choose your words a bit more carefully, okay? He's got wacky anime monologues. He also survived by anime power of sheer force of will. Yeah, see, if you want to survive, just be really fucking determined to live and make anime monologues. That's what you gotta do. Remember that, okay? When you're on the verge of death, all you gotta do is be anime. I'm sorry. I was just so concerned about Father's condition. Giggle. That's so. I hadn't realized. Dr. Nanjo, please tell us. For the sake of the beautiful love of a daughter worried about a father's lifespan. Ross laughed sarcastically, and Eva, smiling swiftly, returned an identical chuckle. There we go. You ask whether he will still be healthy next year. But as a doctor, it is very hard to say. Because while I do think this lull in his condition will continue for a while, if he suffers some kind of fit, there may be nothing we can do. After all, Rokonjima is a solitary island. He's saying we can kill him. He's saying we can fucking kill him. No, he's not saying we can. He's saying you should fucking kill him if you want to see him dead. Alright. Give me a second to set everything up. Did anything happen yet? They're talking about he's about to die. It is not as though an ambulance could quickly jump in to save him. It's still like 1 PM right now. 1 PM 30. Normally I would want to have him placed in a large hospital in the mainland, but However stated that he does not want his noble research interrupted. It seems he holds a grudge over the way we tried to force him out last year. Apparently, he strongly suspects that he'll be shut away in some hospital if he goes outside. Talking about someone dying, so no one died yet. Amazing. And that's how things are now. They're all playing on the beach, so the typhoon has not even started yet. They've not even established that they're locked in yet. Has Dr. Nanjo been examining him? Father trusts Dr. Nanjo. It seems he can be examined when in one of his better moods. I can examine his condition, but if I try to recommend medicine or hospitalization, he refuses to listen. I've really only been able to look. It's true some people like doctors. Still, what an asshole. He's saying they don't have to do anything for Kinzo to die, because if anything happens, Kinzo's fucked. Yeah. Checks down the stairs, GG. Yeah, checks out. Like, if he breaks a fingernail, it's over for him. Essentially. Nanjo sighed deeply. Hi there, Mouth. What's up? The purpose of an examination is to determine what medical treatment will be appropriate. Receiving an examination and then not following the advice given makes the whole feel pointless. So, to sum it up, he's still expected to live 3 months. There's no way to guess how long he'll continue to live while still on the verge of death. Rudolph-san, couldn't you be a little more discreet with your words? Why? Okay. Natsui. He is a nobody. Natsui. Let's be clear, right? Let's be clear on little she matters. Right? Natsui. Right there. Right there. Why is she speaking like she matters?
She needs to understand this. I'm not saying this to be rude. I am saying this to be rude. But, you know, maybe she should stop saying that. Let people talk about, oh, they want their father to die. Is my point. Natsu has crossed his influence. Oh, yeah, no, she's basically crossed trophy wife. Exactly, so I don't see why she's, like, speaking like she matters a lot. What?
昔からこういう口の聞き方なんだ。
No, calm down.
ああ、昔からこういう口の聞き方なんだ。
The Chihuahua of the family, barks all the time, but it's still Chihuahua. Yeah, no, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, she's kind of depressed by it. Yeah, no, I can see that. She's a poor Chihuahua. You know what? Now that you phrase it that way, I feel much more empathy for her. I'm sorry, Natsui. I was rude to you. You're fine enough in the end.
勘弁してくれ。
Ross is gonna regret it. Absolutely. Ah, sorry I've always talked this way. Give me a break.
南條先生のご
I
意見
understand
は
that Dr. Nanjo sees it.
クラウス兄さん
What
の
about you,
意見
Cross Nissan?
どうなの
To be perfectly honest, I have to disagree with Dr. Nanjo. What do you fucking mean, disagree? You disagree with a doctor on a fucking physical examination? But it's really difficult to think of Pavel as a person so sick that he only has 3 months to live. His yell is as healthy as ever, and I still get chills at the thoughts of his fists raining down on me. Pushing the care of your father solely on the shoulders of the eldest sibling is far from fair. In the next world, get born after me. Cross, that's trauma. Cross doesn't understand.
さて、話を戻そう
Okay,
ぜ。
let's get back on track.
そんなわけ
So,
で、
in the opinion of our impartial and neutral doctor,
先生
it
の見解じゃ
wouldn't be odd for him to
いつを
go
隠れに
anytime.
兄貴には悪い
No offense to you, Aniki,
僕
but
は専門
I'd
家の
rather
意見を
trust the opinion of an expert in his field.
となりや、
Which means it's definitely not too early to start talking about dad's assets.
時期尚早ではないってことさ。
お父様の個人資産は
Father's personal funds probably reached as high as several 10 billion yen, right? 10 billion yen. Okay, wait. Let me look up on Google. 10 billion yen in euros. That's 62.2 million. 62 million in 1987. That's about... No. What? That's about 200 million euros today. He has $200 million. Okay. Yeah, that is a lot. He is absolutely loaded. Yeah, so distributing his assets is pretty important.
でもそれは
But it's not as though it's all neatly gathered as ready cash.
お誕生会の
It's
ケー
not
キ
as
みたいに
simple as shrimply cutting a birthday cake with a
カ
knife.
ットできるほど単純じゃないでしょ
Back then, the exchange rate wasn't shit for Japanese. Right, that too. Wait. 10 million yen in 10 billion. 10 billion yen in 1987 in euros. Okay. I can't find it, but let's be nice and say he's basically a billionaire. Right now, he's essentially a billionaire. Inheritance always goes to Hideyoshi, end of Umineko. That would be a good end. And Battler too, because he's the protagonist, so he deserves at least like 1%, right? That's an interesting way to put it.
そうさ。
That's right. You sometimes get strawberries and chocolate on top of the cake, making it hard to cut cleanly into equal parts.
難しいことだってある
And give me all the strawberries and chocolate. Battler gets 7 yen. No, 6 yen. 1 for each year he was missing.
それを加味してどういう風になり
Even
たい
that, don't you think it's important to discuss beforehand or best to stick the knife in?
それを
I cannot understand. Oh, you all can openly discuss this. As is the family yet is dead, even though he's still alive.
気が知れません。
Poor Chihuahua.
あら、必
Come
要な
now.
話
Don't you see
よ。
how important this is? She acts like a child. Like, I'm sorry, I get why she would be upset. But she also needs to understand that no one fucking likes him in this room. Like, literally no one in this room likes the guy. At all.
だって遺産相続は
After
その
all,
時点
when the
で
time
直
comes,
ちに行わ
the
れなきゃ
inheritance
な
of
ら
his
ないも
fortune
の
must be
よ。
carried out immediately, right? The doctor likes him. Only the doctor does.
ましてや栄光
Moreover,
西宮
the
家の
glorious
財産は
Hiroshima business
莫大。
house as well is vast.
事前に入念な相
You
談が必
understand
要な
that
ことは
careful
お分か
discussion
り
is
でしょ
necessary
うが。
beforehand.
当家の資産は
There's a huge difference between this family's resources and your family's
間
wealth.
違いなんだから。失礼な。
Oh, rude.
私の実家は
But
関係あ
this
りません。
family has nothing to do with this. Natsui responded indignantly, to in a low voice, and the already dark atmosphere grew even more hostile.
予算かえ
Give it a rest, Eva.
夏日さん
Natsui-san, forgive us.
口が悪いの
Pardon the
許
rudeness.
したってな
Hideyoshi tried to smooth things over by glancing at both with a sort of smile, but it only resulted in making the hostility between Eva and Natsui even more intense. Poor guy is trying his best.
これ以上はお邪魔なよう
There's no respect for Natsui at all. Yeah, he's a good person stuck in a bad place, absolutely. Like, okay, out of the bunch, right, let's be clear, out of the bunch, the only good people are Jessica, Butler, even though he's a bit weird, Kiri, Hideyoshi, Maria, and probably a couple of the servants. He's an asshole, she's a bitch, I don't know enough about her at all. Like, we have not seen much of her. He's, even among the assholes, he's even more of an asshole. Hideyoshi genuinely went, I want her to break me. Like, I could fix her, but whatever's wrong with her is much harder. That's what his plan was here. And Natsui is probably like an okay person. She's probably like a normal person stuck in between the worst people on earth. I don't trust the doctor either. I don't know why I don't trust him.
失礼させていただきましょう
It seems I'll just get in the way if I stay any longer. Please excuse me. Nanji rose from his seat and exited the parlor. To an outsider, it may have seemed like a normal act of courtesy, but his watch was watched by several glances, envious of his ability to escape. The walrus mustache gives him extra trust. That's true. I gotta consider that. Yeah, no, that's true. Okay, I need to remember that. Alright. This will be an important plot point. After the doctor had exited, and his footsteps had disappeared into the distance, Cross crossed his legs.
つまり
In other words, this is what all you would like to say.
親父殿の嫁は
Baba's remaining life is short.
遺産分配
You
に
want
つ
to
いて
quickly enter into a
早速
practical conference concerning the distribution of the inheritance.
何を焦
Why are you so eager, I wonder?
確かにお前
Well, certainly, as you say, estimating and distributing the Ushiro Miya's family wealth is no simple task.
なれば
In that case, shouldn't we make careful and deliberate calculations?
お前たちは今晩
It seems to me that you're all impatient to split up the cake tonight.
そうだ
Isn't that true, Rosa?
何を
What reason is there to be hasty? We aren't being
じ
hasty,
ゃないでも
but
兄弟の
however,
間での
if we
取り
need to have an
決め
agreement
の
between the
そ
siblings,
れは
it doesn't matter when we do that.
お父様の
But if the
具合
day
が悪
father's
くなって
condition worsens is
そ
approaching,
の日が先に話し
discussing the matter beforehand
それは請求とは言わないと思う
Ali
し
seems hasty to me. I think this game has given you an idea of all the pieces on the board now. Yeah, absolutely. I understand, right, like what each character's motivation is. To some degree. Like, every character has motivation to kill another character. Except for, like, a few rare exceptions. Like, I can see why he would kill, I can see why she would kill. I can see why she would kill. Why he would kill, it's very easy to see why. Him. She could also kill someone. Also, I bet words. What's up? A lot of people say the scene is what hooks them on the game. Yeah, no, I'm seeing it. Establishing all the motives right now. Because I shot a glance at Eva and Rudolph. As the youngest sibling in the family, it was hard for her to be cross-examined by the eldest. Oh, is that your true opinion? I didn't expect that the most honest and pure-hearted of the siblings would say something like that. I wonder if those two told you to say it? Quit it, Aniki. Quit it, big brother. Oh my god, I'm gonna stop saying Aniki. Rosa's one of Dad's kids too. He's got as much right to his inheritance as the rest of us. It's only natural that she'd be interested. After all, Dad will definitely die. That's not something that happened in the distant future. On the contrary, Aniki, brother, you're way too relaxed. It almost seems like you'd like nothing better than to turn the discussion away from the inheritance issue. Probably because he thinks it should all go to him. What do you mean by that? Are you trying to accuse my husband of something? Calm down, Natsui-san. Listen to what we have to say. They're all speaking some real shit and they're antagonizing him for it. I think everyone's antagonizing each other in this scene. Like, everyone. Fucking hate each other's gut right now. Except for like a few genuinely nice people. Nissan, his times have been extremely good lately. Yes, since last year we've been in an expressive boom, and the yen keeps on rising. It seems that it's no longer a dream that the dollar will reach 100 yen. Also, the ruling party says they'll establish elf result maintenance law by next year. At this moment, result development companies across Japan are running about, trying to gather as much funding as they can. You certainly seem to know a lot about it. Japan is about to experience an unprecedented boom. The repeat of the Korean War demands, the time during which revival revived the Ushiro-miya family. The people of Japan have been working like mad, achieving vast economic growth, becoming the most well-off people in the world, reaching the height of our prosperity. We reach an era where private spending is vast, which means easy money for institutions that can capitalize on that fact. The three kinds of electrical appliances no longer represent the people's needs. People need ski resorts, golf courses, public pools. What is bro yapping about? He's completely right. Like, he is saying, right now, everyone's becoming rich. Like, even the poor have funds to spend on taking vacations now. Vacations aren't exclusively to the rich. So right now, he is understanding that very soon, everyone will be starting to want vacations. And he literally is a guy behind, like, the real estate and managing hotel chains and everything. If he has funds to expand his business, he's about to make a shitload. And they're establishing right now that if he gets all the money from the inheritance right now, he can expand that like 10 times, 100 times. That's what they want to make us understand right here. Resort hotels and theme parks. Have you gone to the Islands, which opened just a few years ago? Why did you not just say Disney? What an excellent theme park. It's a place where even an adult can be a kid and have fun with his family. No longer do we count on sole virtue to be selfless devotion while failing to care for our family. We have become the most prosperous people in the world, and now we can finally enjoy the benefits. Siding with Rudolph. Yeah, he's right. Like, everyone acts like there's a bunch of people who acts like we should not talk about it. But it's very important to deal with this shit. Like, every rich family discussed, like, royal families discussed how the inheritance would go before the father died. Because every time they didn't, it went ape shit every single time. Like, the second the king died, and everyone was scrambling, searching for what the fuck to do, and where the fuck we put the money, and the royalty. And it was always times of great tension, so it's better to just deal with it before. Rudolph is right. He's entirely right. I don't have no idea what the fuck he's talking about, so I haven't been paying attention. Yeah, he's just saying he's about to make a quick buck. That, in essence, he's saying he's about to get mad rich, and if he gets money, he can make it even more money. Right? Kura-san, your foresight is nothing to sneeze at. When I heard that sort of thing several years ago, I thought it was crazy. But when I heard about the G5 nations Plaza Accord, that all changed. The yen shot up, and I'll bet the price of land skyrockets soon too. It won't be long before Japan becomes the economic center of the world. You've got a great sense of the direction the world's moving, Cross-san. At least there can be no debate about that. Isn't land, like, extremely valuable in Japan? Like, isn't owning land a huge fucking thing there? I feel the same as Hideyoshi-san. Brother, you can read to the next decade of history. I'll bet you got that keen sense from Dad. And it's incredible. However, unlike Dad, timing our predictions has been a bit off sometimes, right? Nisa, you've been starting resort projects everywhere. Promised that Japan will soon see a boom, but almost all of them continue to fail. Yeah, there's not a lot of free land except in the boony, exactly. Because they're like so tightly packed. Well, I'm sure the era you predicted will soon arrive. It seems you misread the timing of that boom. You were too early. You then panicked and tried to sell everything off, which only opened the wound even further. If you knows what really is so reliable, then there should be no reason for you to sell off your property. Is this proof that you mistrust your own ability? So rude! Are you trying to insult my husband? She's not trying, she literally did. Natsui's forehead creased as she rose from the sofa. Eviping this Noid stared at Cross with a confident smile. Cross, who also maintained his confident appearance, told Natsui to sit down. Yeah, he doesn't want his wife to defend him. Like, it's probably not a good look. I mean, no, never mind. It's probably a good look. You feel like she's devoted and caring for her husband. Please stop, Natsui. Eva's always been incapable of talking any other way. Calm down a little. Strongman doesn't need his wife to talk for him. True. Yeah, he's probably upset about it. Calm down a little, or your headache will get worse. There's proof of your lack of talent right next to us. After all, rather, weren't you excited about turning this island into a resort? You built a wonderful resort hotel and beautifully maintained the garden. I'm just a mature and don't pretend to understand. You must have used a significant amount of money for that, right? Well, George died again. They were playing bowl and he accidentally swallowed the bowl. And now he's like coughing and choking and dying. No one has any idea how he managed to feed the bowl down his mouth. But now he has a suspiciously bowl-shaped throat. And everyone's worried. What is that to you? My husband's business is none of yours. Actually, that's not true, Natsui-san. Yeah, the bowl. Rokkenjima doesn't belong to Aniki. It belongs to Dad. Of course, the hotel does belong to Brother, right? In fact, we'd be more than willing to pay a lodging fee for tonight. What do you think, Rosa? Well, if what I have on hand will suffice. If I can make it into a resort, this island's financial worth will rise. It is true that expenses have piled up, but you can expect a large harvest in the future. When it happens, all of you stand to profit as well, do you not? I understand that. If the value of this island rises, that increase the portions when we distribute the inheritance. Of course. I won't ask you to divide the island dimension into 4 equal parts. We can just resolve the matter with money equal to the value of the property. True. If you understand that much, what about my business makes you so dissatisfied? We aren't dissatisfied, we're uneasy. In the first place, brother, when do you plan to open that hotel? Left this way, you won't get anything out of it except a grubby entrance, right? That's right. He's gonna open an Airbnb. That's what he'll do. He just like set up an Airbnb and put this place there for like 10 euros per day. And like put 5 rooms in there, and he's gonna make his business off of that. It's an important tool for your business, isn't it? Surely you can't keep it locked up until the moment you open it. Buildings go bad if you don't use them and air them out every once in a while. Even so, it's a bit extravagant for a guest house that we only use once a year. Right, Rosa? That's right. Considering how wonderful it is, I'm sure it will become quite popular once you open it. Oh. So the hotel you're talking about is a guest house. The classic Airbnb of the 80s, the hotel. True. It's splendid. Just as Rosa said, if you were to open it, I'm sure it would become popular. Then back to the hotel with Ball, and it fell apart completely and left a giant signal on the island. You can just see the Rube Goldberg machine starting to kick up. Right, so they're establishing that the guest house isn't just a guest house, that there's like direct value in owning this place. And it's not just like, you own the place, you have nothing to do with it besides the mention. No, you already have the resort ready to open, essentially. That's what they're saying. Okay, BRB, I'm gonna drink. Can you imagine this? If Butler is still alive today, he would be like 60 years old. That's messed up. That's messed up. The lodging that in Gaia 2 wasn't originally intended to serve as a guest house. It was originally constructed as a resort hotel. He's 18 in 1986. Yeah, I wasn't sure of the exact year. I wasn't sure if it was like 1987. There is still absolutely no prospect of opening it. Mid-40s? No. No. It would be like 68. 67. Oh. Thank you, Safik. Sorry, my apologies. My apologies. Here you go. The reason for this is because, like, okay, I have to show it, right? Essentially, every time my mic is like, there's a problem, you have to imagine, like, there's my head, right? There's my head right there, and I'm like this. The headset is like this, right? And the mic is directional, right? But when I go to drink water, I put my mic there, then drink from the faucet, like this, right? The faucet is come over here, and there's that little spinny wheel thing, and then there's water dripping down, right? Like this. Then like, I go and drink it. Like this. Wait, wrong color. Like this. So my mic doesn't get wet, right? But then in the end, the issue is that when I come back, my mic is still there, and I need to put it back down. And I keep forgetting to put it back down, right? I need to draw the arrow. Please let me draw the arrow. Why won't you let me change the color? Change the color. Here we go. Here, like this. All just flexing the esports talent. Exactly. Actually based using headset mic. It's just better. It's just easier too. I could buy a proper mic. I wanted to buy a proper mic, but I wouldn't have any place to set it up. My desk is too small. I don't even have space for like a second monitor. I need a bigger desk. Alright, BRB. Pull up a redeem for me to drink more water. Oh, I forgot to turn off the mic. Listen, alright. I forgot to turn off the mic. Do not I am not lapping at the faucet. To be clear. Disregard the drawing I did. This is not, I am not lapping. This is not. Disregard that, alright? Thank you. Just can we clip that? Alright, it's not as bad as the time I was playing Lethal Company, right? And on Lethal Company, there's no noise floor. If there's any sound, the game hears it. Right? Like, even if it's really low sound. And I put the mic down to go do something else. I put the mic down to go do something else. Which is peeing, right? I told everyone, BRB, I'm gonna go pee. I walk to like the way over side of the room, enter my toilet, come back, everyone's laughing and refusing to tell me why. I wonder what the fuck they're laughing about, right? It was like a lobby of like 8 people, excluding me. And like later on, an hour or two later, I go back to pee. I come back. Some guy recorded what happened. It showed me, and you could just hear me pissed, like in HD quality. It was. I was so fucking embarrassed. It was insane. I'm surprised you could hear me drink too. I made sure that the noise floor is very high. Like normally you can't even hear me click on the mouse, right? Like if I spam click the mouse, you can't hear it. And that spent a lot of my time trying to fix it. Open mic issues. No, yeah, absolutely. It was so annoying. Alright, back to the game. However, even though it was built 2 years previously, there was still absolutely no prospect of it opening.
Nisan,
it's just like all of your enterprises. Your attention and planning are both fabulous. And it always becomes unmaintainable partway through, and ends before you have a chance to earn any profit. You're brilliant when you saw that using this island only as a place to live was a waste. Oh, we got the fucking clip. Wait. Alright, let's hear this. Let's hear this. Alright, let's see what you're talking about. Pull up a redeem for me to drink more water. You can. Oh, I forgot to turn off the. I was not lapping the water. Okay, let's be clear. It was not lapping. Let's be clear. Alright? Please. I'll get strolled.
俺だって長男だっ
Alright, what did he say?
この島を何かに有効利用できないかと頭をひねったに違い
I
ない。
think it was a pretty good plan to turn it into a resort that could use the prospect of marine sports, fishing, honeymoons, and like to attract customers. Right, so they're saying that whoever inherits the property itself will inherit a large fucking sum of money, essentially. It won't be wasted money to inherit the property. The VTubers get so much from ear-leaking streams. I mean, many people get a lot from ASMR leaking stuff, which I am not doing. I'm not doing ASMR, I would need a better mic to do so. You're brilliant when you okay. I could get a 3D model and like be a 3D model of Battler reading this out, right? Or something. I don't know if face revealing would be great, but having a 3D model and being a VTuber could be fun. Expiring bow bow. Love please. Weak people get a lot of money for doing weird stuff for other weak people. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like that's why some. It's all deal with like the cliche of suspiciously wealthy furries who are too fucking rich and just keep asking for weird shit and just pay a shitload for that. Get the PNGs of Battler, become a PNG Battler tuber. I don't like PNG tubers. It's not that I don't like them. It's that I find it distracting, right? Because in essence, it's not... There's no appeal. It is just like a distraction on the side of the screen. More than an actual ad that you can read emotions off of, right? You can't actually read emotions off of a PNG. At this point, I would much prefer buying a camera and setting up, like, buying a 3D model from a friend. Or getting a 3D model of Battler that is, like, fully rigged. If I was the other son, I'm sure I would have strained my brain looking for a way to make a profit off this island. 2 full years have passed since you finished building, right? After 2 years, you still haven't had the opportunity to open it. Depending on the tracking software and the amount of PNGs. You're just calling it a video. You're just calling it, like, a 3D model. A 2D model. At this point, just get a 3D model. Where's the managing company you entrusted it to? Impertinence. That is not my husband's fault. There has just been some trouble with the company that my husband contracted with. No matter how you look at it, we are victims here. And yet, the rumors we've heard about this company you hired haven't been good at all. Right, if they made a murder mention and swaps the set by hotkey. That sounds really annoying. Not in the sense of looking annoying, I mean in the sense of really annoying to set up and do. I really easily forget to do basic things like switching scenes, let alone swap sets by hotkey. Let's be clear about this, dear. Did you already think we wouldn't hear about our lack of payment, embezzlement, and other issues led to the project disintegrating mid-flight? We even have evidence. I don't know what kind of evidence you think you found, but it's all baseless. It really depends on your preferences and budget. Yeah, check it out. As new members in the tourism industry, it is necessary for us to lay the groundwork for various people. It is also important to investigate the trustworthiness of the partners. It's merely taken us some time to meet that goal. I'll admit that, in my rashness, the hotel was completed too early.
However, it's not as though we're paying maintenance costs. It's the foundation that will eventually become immensely significant. Liar. I bet you want to liquidate it, but can't. After all, there's no reason for anyone to buy such an extravagant hotel on an isolated, empty island without any established sightseeing routes. True. Anyway, what about all the loans you made for this project? I'm realizing that, yeah, even if you're incurring maintenance costs, the borrowed money return just keeps growing. Right. So Cross was essentially flaunting that he was super smart and going to make a shitload of money if he got the inheritance. But everyone's clapping back and telling him that no, you don't. You are extremely good. You are extremely poor. You are going to be extremely poor, and you really need the money to bail. Yeah, Rudolph buttered him up to take him out, set up the bait for him to brag. A really smart move from Rudolph. Sorry, Cross Nissan, but I've investigated the development plan for this island a bit. To be honest, I haven't heard anything good either. Hideyoshi-san, I can see how you might be left with an impression by looking only at the current financial situation. However, this is a forward-looking investment. Yeah, even Hideyoshi knows he's full of shit. I didn't realize. I actually fell for it. I have no choice but to admit that my prediction was mistaken. Wait. And that up until now, several liabilities have been created. However, times have finally caught up with me. Hideyoshi winning. I don't know about Rudolph, he's only being good now. Fair enough. I will soon regain everything that I have lost up to this point. No, actually, all of the investment I've made up to this point will finally return my position. That's right, just like throwing away a small fry which then becomes a salmon. They'll come back even bigger than before. I'll accept that. The resort business will probably see an unprecedented boom before long. Though I don't know if it will be enough to cover all your debt. However, Cross Nissan, after all your failures in the past, who exactly do you expect to provide you with funding? The inheritance. The eternal diamond miner keep mining. Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. I think there's a Twitch better TTV emoji that is just that exact panel. But this isn't some small amount we're talking about. You'll need enough funding to fill the massive hole you've dug. What are you trying to say, Hideyoshi-san? Natsui-san, please don't get angry. We looked into this too. We checked to see who might have provided Cross Nissan with enough financing to support his recent large-scale projects, despite his string of failures. And we discovered that no such backer exists. The iron rule of the money roulette is that you bet against a loser. And, brother, you're a fairly well-known loser in this field. It's true that prosperous times are about to come, but when you look for people who consider that enough to overlook your string of failures, and also had enough for his investment. Oh my god! I found no count of this. Okay. I'm saying oh my god because I got another fucking DM from someone saying they want Beatrice to step on them. She's not even in the story yet. Stop DMing me. Jeez. And I get that like a giant fucking message. Wait, do you see? We saw that? Oh. Shame, they got doxxed. Deserved, Junko 2. I forgot to set up the thing properly. I'm so sorry, Junko 2. Wait, let me check. Okay, now. Alright, abilities get captured. No, yeah, because I selected the wrong window. Now it won't get captured. Now it won't get captured. And also had enough investment. We found no candidate. So, the big question now is where you got that money from?
ほう
Oh, the Yakuza. Oh,
興味深い
oh,
話
isn't this intriguing?
それで
And they're essentially saying he owes money to a lot of bad people, and if he doesn't repay, he's gonna get sent to sleep with the fishes. Essentially, that's what they're saying, right? Dear, how long do you plan to let this ridiculous remark stand?
座れよ
Sit down, Atsui-san.
担当直入
Let's get to the point.
兄貴は
Brother, you've been diverting Dad's private funds for your own
自分の事
businesses.
業に流用し
Oh, that's different.
これはほぼ間違い
There's pretty much no room for doubt.
これが俺たちの誤解だ
If
った
you
ん
think
な
we
ら
made some kind of
ど
mistake,
うかぜひ
please
それを
feel
解い
free
て
to
もらいたい
explain.
もんさ
Rudolph, don't call it diverting funds. This is embezzlement, plain and simple. Wait, what did G say? I'm gonna reread it again. Junko2 said, I want Beatrice to step on me. And it appeared clear and center at the bottom right of the screen. A huge triumph that can be criminally persecuted. Damn. George died after debt collectors ran him over to get to cross. Amazing. This sort of rudeness cannot be tolerated. How can you face a successor to the Shiromiya family and level these absurd accusations? They worked together, all of them, to bring him down in order to like make sure he doesn't get to use the argument that he's the head, that he's a successor, so he should get all the money, right? Because it was 100% certain that he was gonna say, I'm the successor, should get like 50%, or some dumb shit like that. It's blackmail, yeah. Fair and absurd, they're right on the mark. I'm sure he'd like to somehow make his business succeed and recover his losses. But his debt keeps getting bigger. He's just trying to cover up the failure of one gamble by making an even bigger one. It's only natural that he tries to grab any sort of funding close at hand. Let me be frank, Nissan. What you're doing is embezzlement. You're betraying father. You know that we'll have the court settle this after it's all over, right? Do you think that kind of person has any right to call themselves a successor to the Shiromiya family? Also, would you have to claim that he has betrayed the family head? Then Hideyoshi's beating his ass. Cross is getting no inheritance. You no longer have the right to straddle the threshold of the glorious Shiromiya family. But you don't have the right either. Leave this place at once! Now! Get out! Matsuri, who had already reached the limits of her anger, shouted at Eva in a rage. She then pointed alternately at Eva in the hallway, demanding that she leaves. Eva took out a folding fan and found herself with it, glaring maliciously at Matsuri as to silently daring to repeat what she said. However, her mouth was still smiling, curved in the shape of a crescent moon. The unpleasant silence was a gulp. Hey, that's Suini-san. To whom do you think you are speaking in such a tone? Let's review it. Then minus 3 equals 7. 7 is George. So like she's 7th rank behind Eva. So she is George rank away from Eva, right? She's at the George distance, which makes it really bad, right? You never want to be at the George distance of anyone. Be careful about that. I've been at the island for like 8 hours. They are not living through the storm. Absolutely, yeah.
I'm speaking to the exceedingly rude sister of my husband. The person in charge of the main family's kitchen. I cannot overlook any more of this. In charge of the kitchen? Holy shit. Be silent. Oh, we got extra hot too. Lowly maid servant. Yeah. Yeah, Eva's right. Like, she is a bitch for saying it like that. But she's right. Eva folded the fan with a snap and rose to her feet energetically. Compared to the elegance and playfulness she'd shown until a second ago, she was now unimaginably aggressive. God, she's such a bad bitch, though. I can definitely see why my man Hideyoshi is into that. Like, 100%. I can see it. You know, good on him. He has his fetish. He has his needs, right? He can enjoy it, and honestly, I'm not blaming him. If he dies as a result of this, if he dies by the end of the story, it's a shame. But at least, like, I get it. I get why he would die for it. Oh, foolish. You stand down. Before Eva, do you Shiromiya family? You tell me to stand down? Me, Shiromiya Eva, the third ranked in the Shiromiya family hierarchy, and not allowed to sit at the left shoulder of the head? Hideyoshi is so peaky, he wins even in death. True. Know your place. And then look at your shabby self in the mirror. Kirio's probably sipping on tea with a bag of popcorn. Absolutely. You know, I'm realizing this. Kirio is just like fucking drinking tea and saying nothing. It's like the beginning of this entire discussion. You die smiling knowing that he bagged a bad bitch like her. True. Love it, we're gonna go from Prestige and Art to the original sprite in like a minute. It's gonna be great. Where are you permitted to wear the one-winged eagle? Where is the symbol of the wing on your clothes? Oh. Aren't you nothing more than a born one to the house and next successor to the Shiromiya family? Understand your place, you come on housemaid. Eva's face twisted hideously as her words gouged into Natsui's heart like talons, wrenching at it. There were 100 ways Natsui wanted to respond. However, her anger and sorrow crushed her throat, and none of those words managed to make it to her mouth. Her anger had nowhere to go, and became a single hot tear that slowly dripped down. What's wrong? If you have something to say, please do so. Come on. Eva faced her with a provocative gaze. God damn, she's getting off on this. However, Natsui could do nothing but tremble, her clenched fist quivering. Cross quietly broke that powder cake tension. Just a bit, getting off just a tiny bit of this. The switch of art. Natsui, leave your seat. You should go cool your head. What? Natsui, resenting the fact that her husband had not come to her aid, shifted the focus of her attack. Dear, don't you understand what they're saying about you? These people are baselessly calling you a traitor, father. Even her husband didn't back her up because her husband understands. Like, Cross understands that he's fucked up and everyone's called him.
And Natsui doesn't seem to have understood that. It's like when SpongeBob has this girl that's seen as a complete random. Yeah, no, exactly. They are making light of the fact that we protect the glory of the Ushiramiya family. Like, Cross ain't got no more aces. Absolutely. He fucked up. He fucked up completely. Then trample all of that underfoot with their hateful rambling. And you don't even try to fight back? Why? I'm only standing up for us because you won't. But you've been putting the entire burden on me for some time now. And now you tell me to go cool my head? It's always me! Even though I have always considered this family's affairs so seriously, you've... Oh god! All started to Natsui had her heart broken. Honestly, I'm sad for Natsui. I do feel sad. But on the other hand, she clearly did not understand her place. Like, I don't want to be rude. But like, she's just a nobody, as you say, Mouth. She is just a nobody. Natsui was already unable to hide her tears. He flew from the room in that state. After that, all that remained was a somewhat embarrassed mood about the parlor. When the sound of footsteps grew distant, silence returned. Cross shrugged his shoulders slightly. I apologize for my wife. She has always been bad at controlling her emotions. It's even been rough for me. If that's what I've been managing your household, you must suffer to no end, Isan. She's way over her head, nothing more than trophy wife. Yeah, she doesn't understand what's going on. Like, even... Wait. No, she doesn't. She doesn't have the right to wear those clothes. Like, even him. Kiri is just, like, chilling. Kiri has done nothing but chill. The entire time. Like, even Hideyoshi just understand. Madam. Nothing. Leave me be. Natsui flew into her room and threw herself onto the bed, lamenting. Wrenching sobs reached Kumasawa in the hallway. Hideyoshi's so good he has the angle emblazoned on his 5 head. Wait. No, you know what? You know what? Okay. When he comes up again. When he comes up again, I'll do him this service. There's a deep enmity between her and Eva-sama. The relationship is very trying for me as a woman. The Ushiramiya family holds blood in high regard. But if a woman marries and leaves the family, normally removed from the family register. Even Battler has a one-winged eagle. Yeah, no, but like Battler is different with Battler because he still is like directly linked by blood. And like, he's a man. If he was a girl, I think he would have been stricken out. We glazed on Hideyoshi on the stream. Very quick live peek. No, absolutely. Hideyoshi's fucking great. Sama should have been removed when she married Hideyoshi-sama. However, there is no one deserving of blame in this matter. The madam certainly bears no guilt. We have nothing to call it other than the whim of God. Cross-sama and Natsui-sama were not placed for children for some time. Oh, this is a male-dominant Ushiramiya family. Your wife is merely a tool to create a heir. Such a wife cannot fulfill her only duty. You will not even be treated as a human. Pains me to remember I was a master tortured madam during that time.
Back then, the wedding between Eva-sama and Hideyoshi-sama was being discussed. Eva-sama was sly, taking advantage of Madame's inability to become pregnant. She gained the favor as a master. She inspired him to allow her to marry and give birth to a successor herself, making sure to avoid transferring a name out of the Yushiro-miya register. There was a vast difference in the Hiroshima hierarchy between Madame, who married into the Yushiro-miya family and was treated like an outsider, and Eva-sama was related to the family by blood, whose husband took on the Yushiro-miya name. Furthermore, Eva-sama actually gave birth first to a boy. And for how much weaker Madame's position was than Eva-sama's, well, I believe you could see for yourself. Yeah, she's at a George distance right now. She's just talking? No, she's not. She has not moved from a spot as she ran into her room. Right now she's recounting all this while Natsui is like loudly crying in the room over, right? And Natsui is just hearing Shio talk in the hallway and recounting all of this and realizing how much she fucked up in her life by not having a child and crying even louder as Shio keeps speaking. So many deaths so far? Zero. But one girl in tears and one man blackmailed of embezzlement. You might want to check general. Gonna look in the Discord. Real. I gotta show it on stream. Wait. Real. Give me a second. For people who are not on the Discord, I need to show this. Here we go. We're keeping him in the corner. He's staying in the corner for some time. Wait. I'm even gonna include him. On the sheet somewhere. No, I'm gonna include him when we get like a full picture of him. But he's staying up there. As long as he's alive, yeah. Not that long, probably a bit earlier. I'm sure Madame is tormented by the thought that if only she had gotten pregnant earlier, the master would have accepted Eva-sama's request to keep her last name after marriage, and Eva-sama wouldn't have been permitted to act as arrogantly as she did today. However, it was not Madame's fault. All of the blame lies within God's whims and the stork that delivered Jessica late. Even so, Madame will allow herself to see things this way. She probably can't help but cry bitter tears as a woman at her inability to carry out the duties expected of a wife. Ah, oh sad. You cannot do anything except watch over her from the shadows. Okay, how many hours pass? What? Oh, we go to the kids now. She will never die due to the impression it left on all of us. True! Okay, wait. Okay. My man. Okay, I'm gonna need more space here. Give me a second. Let's add more space to this chart. Let's expand this big. Alright. So my big man. I'm taking your portrait and I'm giving you what you rightfully deserve. Right? This is all thanks to me. So how do we approach this? Let me take example on... No, wait, I know exactly what to do. It fits perfectly. Oh my god. It actually fits perfectly. Look at this. The man, the myth, the legend. Perfect. I will be bringing down his size like a tiny bit, right? Because it is a big. How do I move this away? I'm gonna move this away so I can like shrink down the size. But that way, like, we have this forever. Right? The big man himself. Perfect. Where do I put him? I'm gonna put him like right here. I'm gonna leave him where he was. If you zoom in, you can just see him. Perfect. The Umineko no Naruko only. He has become it. Put the gamer at. Oh my god, you're right. You're right. The gamer at. Wait. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm gonna go get it. I don't remember where it is. Give me a second. I think it's in the 2 folder. Film Trucker at. That's the name. Okay. Boom. Trucker at. I got it. Alright. Return here. Downloads. Boom. Cancel. Wait. I accidentally fucked up. That's not how you do it. You copy and paste. No. Open. Copy. Paste. You can't do anything transparent on this, sadly. So I don't think this will work quite nicely. I can, however, try and bring it to like a moderate size, right? Like this. Then we just put it over his head. Like this. Right, we put it smaller size. Here we go. My man's got it. Memes of the year has been made in general. Amazing. So happy I was here for that. I'm so happy you were here for that, Nalu. Alright, here we go. Let's and let's make sure, like, let's move this away, right? And then we're gonna shrink it down a tiny bit, just so my man could maybe shrank down a bit too much. Give me a second. I need to like set this up properly so it looks good, right? Because clearly, what I care about on this paint sheet is things looking good, right? Clearly. Alright, so now I can do one of these. And now it looks good if I zoom in, right? Nah. Probably like this. This is good enough. I'm fine with this size. Actual version killer. No, absolutely. Look at this shit. I can absolutely see why Eva would be into that. Holy shit. Alright, back into the game. Back into the game. Alright. Pasted it. The real Adam's house. The only good thing about Jordan is Shandan. Absolutely.
I'm fucking dying. I can't get over this shit. Oh god. If he fucking dies, I swear to god. Yeah, okay, I don't mind if he dies later, but if he dies first, I swear to god. We're putting up like the stickers of the boomers plaster these shields. Yeah. I'm keeping them for a bit. Till I like them. Hideyoshi Memorial streams. Whenever he dies, I'm holding a stream that will just be like 8 hours of, you know, face reveal, me holding candles in the dark and silently crying for 8 hours straight. Alright. Cross the hall again on the way to the entrance. As we did, we once again spotted that witch's portrait. Whoever spotted is probably not the best word to describe that experience. It was more like our eyes were inexorably drawn to it. Beatrice! Love his fucking stance. His fucking stance is great. As I said, you were eager for death, but now you're becoming more and more scarce. I'm only scared, right? The only characters I don't want to die is him, and If he dies, I don't care. Like I'm worried about him, and Those are the ones I don't want to see gone. So wait, I'm actually gonna put that on the chart too. Give me a second. Here we go, and we're gonna put them over here. There we go, we're gonna put that like size 36. Here we go. And whenever any one of them dies, I'm just going to come over here and do one of these, right? His fucking stance jump scares me. He's so fucking chill. I know, right? I know. The peak list, it's true. It was more like her eyes were inexorably drawn to it. The woman's eyes, with a sage-like glamour, definitely had the power to make those who viewed it stand rooted to the spot. So this is a witch. Beatrice. It's like a more based version of getting T-posed on. I wonder if that story is true. Battler doesn't believe? Back when we had asked what this picture was, the first person to tell him had been Maria. Therefore, when Battler showed signs of doubt, Maria must have felt the Battler didn't have faith in her. I'm gonna remove Hideyoshi and I'm gonna bring him up every time we see him, right? Like every time we see him, I pull out those to remind everyone who has not been watching, like so they understand how peak he is. When Battler showed signs of doubt, Maria must have felt that Battler didn't have faith in her. Of course, that wasn't what Battler meant. Maria ran up to the portrait and began banging on the plate, hanging below it. Maybe the title of the portrait was written there. Maria tried and proved that she wasn't lying, obstinately continued to eat the plate. Sorry about that. It's not like I thought anything you said, Maria. Hey, Battler believes. Ooh. When he patted Maria's head and apologized, she seemed to accept it, sticking out her chest and probably ooh-oohing. What's this? My beloved witch, Beatrice. Behold the Sweetfish River. What's with this weird, huge epitaph? The plate didn't have the title of the portrait written on it, but it was much too big to contain only that. Meaning the title was what appeared to be a long epitaph.
If you just skimmed over it, several unnerving words would jump out at you.
すげえだろそれ
Incredible, isn't it?
じいさまが
The grandfather had that made.
意味深
Pretty
だ
deep, huh? Ew, I know. It's the place where the gold's hidden. Wait, is it that story about the Shiramiya family hidden gold? Epitaph time? What? There's another thing I remember from long ago. Hold on. Brother, is this for real? Grandfather had this made, but he never said anything about this picture or the epitaph. Even so, amongst the family, it was often whispered that indicates the location of grandfather's hidden gold. And that he will relinquish the inheritance, and the gold is the person who solves the riddle. Hey, hey! I heard that too! Lots of gold.
さてな
Well, something like
10
that.
トンの金
Something like 10 metric tons of gold bars.
私はちょい
I
と
think
か
it's
やり
fake
すぎだけど
though.
な
しかしよ
When you read about it in an epitaph like that, almost seems
マジ
real.
かなって気になっちまうな
I think I already explained grandfather's upbringing. The man is belligerent and the drunk is not granting shit. It's not that he's not granting shit, it's that apparently he can't grant shit. So, you know. Yeah, that's what he yelled about. Like, if he tries to give back anything, there's gonna be nothing left. Legend of the Gold. Grandfather succeeded the Shirama family after it was destroyed, yes. By successfully riding seas after the war, managed to accumulate great wealth. Yeah. This is where the strange part begins. Part of it involves grandfather's black magic obsession. His credibility is extremely low, but, well, wait until the end before you doubt or make fun of it. After the war, grandfather correctly predicted what the future would hold, and won in a huge gamble, accumulating a vast store of wealth. But there's a mysterious legend about how he gained his initial funding. Grandfather came from a branch family, and had no connections in the business world or the financial world. Even though he built connections with the occupying forces, he supposedly started as a nameless person who hadn't yet gained anyone's trust. It takes trust to gather money. There's no way anyone would lend money to someone they didn't trust. How did grandfather, who had no reputation at all, manage to obtain his first vast chunk of funds? When asked that question, grandfather supposedly answered like this. On a certain day, I encountered the golden witch Beatrice. Grandfather then went on and on about his continuing research into alchemy, techniques for summoning demons, in order to become a great magician. And the entity summoned as a result of the demon calling ceremony was the golden witch Beatrice. Then apparently made a contract by which he would receive fortune and no honor in exchange for his own soul. So which then granted father 10 tons of gold. Grandfather used this gold as collateral to prepare a vast quantity of funds. Oh, I thought Beatrice, like, gifted him with, you know, like, the prediction talents and shit like that. Not just straight money and nothing else. I'm surprised that he sold his soul just for, like, not superpowers. Which then used to multiply his wealth many times over and revive the Shiramiya family. Since this story is so old, even our parents were told it when they were still children. So back when our parents were young, they explored the island in all sorts of ways, believing that the gold grandfather had received from the witch might be hidden somewhere. Turns out the gold might as well be a superpower. Yeah, but like, the capacity to turn that 10 tons of gold in like real asset, like quintuple that, and then quintuple it again and again. That's, you know, something. However, since there was a danger of them getting lost in the abandoned forest, grandmother began to spread the story that the witch lived in the forest, and approaching it was forbidden. Oh, so grandmother existed.
そんな話があったな
I remember that whole story.
俺たちも小さい
When we
頃
were little, we also went all over the island searching for treasure, after our parents told us about it.
森で迷ってワンワン泣いて
Didn't we get lost in the forest once, and start crying until some of the servants found us? Our parents got so mad. Dang, that takes me back.
バカだったよな
We sure were aliens, weren't we?
だってよ
After all, grandfather only brought this island after using those funds to get rich, right? That means you must have had the gold before coming here. There's no way the gold's on this island. That's not necessarily so. Maybe the gold was hidden on the island from the beginning, and he bought the whole island just to ensure that it'd be his, and his alone. There's a whole 10 metric tons of it, right? It seems more realistic that he tried to secure the place where it was hidden, rather than try to move it all. The epitaph was made 2 years ago, and since grandfather wrote it himself. Yeah, it does seem to make the legend more believable. The so-called witch's gold that revives the Yoshiro family weighed 8 tons. Maybe that's sleeping somewhere, ready to be turned over to whoever can solve grandfather's riddles. Maybe that's why he did it. I guess that sounds like grandfather's style or something. That sounds like Beatrice's style. If it's true, that's pretty incredible. The epitaph carved into the plate was very mysterious, with something like a poem or a song written on it. The text was incredibly disturbing, filled with the signs of grandfather's black magic hobby, and its contents were in truly bad taste. But it could definitely be viewed as a puzzle, which, if solved, might lead to hidden gold. Whether that's what he intended or not, I can't even imagine what his true motive might have been. All we know for sure is that grandfather put this shady epitaph here so that everyone here in the family could see it. We also know that it's hinted at the existence of the gold without ever talking about where it might be hidden, at least so far. These facts then were embellished by the imaginations of our parents. We were convinced that grandfather was challenging us to a battle of wits. Sounds just like my dad, so greedy that he takes something like this so seriously. He may laugh at grandfather's black magic obsession, but he still believes the story about the hidden gold. It just sounds so good. Well, it's certainly not a realistic story. At that time, when grandfather was still nameless and had no connections, there was no way anyone would just lend him a massive quantity of gold bars for free. If such a person actually did exist, it's unthinkable that grandfather would call such a sponsor a witch. Yeah, but it's 10 tons! 10 tons! If you cash that in, how much would it come to? I mean, it would have to be a ridiculous amount, right? Certainly would be a ridiculous amount. We said that the total amount of gold by humankind's history is 100,000 metric tons. Yeah, remove your battle of wits to a battle of fists and kill you. That 1 in 10,000 of gold mankind has obtained throughout history should belong to one person is just insane. On top of that, this witch supposedly had all that gold collected in one place and was able to lend it to grandfather just like that. We're not talking about any ordinary person. Well, to me that 10 tons number seems pretty fishy. After all, no one's actually seen it except grandfather, right? Even if we assume that some generous witch existed and lent him some gold, maybe it was closer to 10 kilograms than 10 tons. Even 10 kilograms would be a pretty incredible sum, right? Ooh, 10 kilograms of gold is so much. Maya wasn't following the story, felt like she was being spoken to in riddles. Finally found a place where she could ask us a question. The question I also wanted answered right then. There was still 10 kilograms or 10 tons, still felt like a huge amount, but I had no idea exactly how huge. George the fucking nerd folded his arms and tried to remember the market price of gold. Well, even the value of gold is affected by the market. The value of physical gold can change depending on its purity, or the trustworthiness of the foundry. We also need to pay the underling fees to cash it in. However, that doesn't change the fact that it's a precious metal. Some people estimate that humanity will mine all the world's gold within half a century, if gold mining continues at its current rate. Just guessing haphazardly, I think you could expect a price of about 2 million yen per kilogram. Okay, so when you were saying that it might as well be a superpower, you're right, Malf. You were right. Hi, Fufu, what's up? Whoa! No, I ran this in 10 kilograms since it sounded smaller. But even that would be worth 10 to a million yen, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's insanely wealthy. I weigh 28 kilograms. Which means that if we had married and weight in gold, it would be over 50 million yen. It's just unbelievable. How much would be 10 times B then? 10 kilograms is 20 billion yen? If a person could grant this much gold, they might as well be a witch. No, yeah, exactly. What the hell? How much is 20 billion yen actually worth? Can only measure it relative to your own pocketbooks. Let's say that person weighs, yeah, no. Well, you know, I understand the value. The value of a life, yeah, this 100 on site. It's equal to 4,000 years of work wages. Damn. Ooh, is 20 billion yen a lot? Yeah, children have no sense of money. Maria, you love shortcake, right? You could buy like 4 shortcakes with 20 billion. 4! Can you imagine? Got one more Hideyoshi meme. Let me see. That's a good one too. Is that why? Okay, I'm gonna show it on screen. It won't be part of the layout, but I'm still gonna show it on screen in a second. Is this why? Is this why he is? Eva married him? Like, that would make sense. Like, until we're on this scene, I'm gonna keep it right there. Josie did well for accumulates to $76. Holy shit. That's an insane amount. However, while that might be possible with 20 billion yen in cash, I think it would be very realistic to have that much in gold bars all in one place. As I said, gold is extremely heavy, but it isn't exactly convenient as a method of storing wealth. So you could imagine someone gathering a fortune together at incredibly high value stocks or precious gems. The affinity of people who traded their wealth for precious gems so that they could carry it around with them during the chaotic times of the war. But you don't usually hear stories of people exchanging their wealth for gold. Maybe heavy, but it's the most trusted and stable form of wealth internationally. So maybe that was important. For example, bonds are just scraps of paper as the whole country goes under. You can also look at it that way. But even one 10-kilogram ingot is pretty heavy to carry around. Haven't you heard? A 3-kilogram person can't carry a 50-kilogram bag over his shoulder. Nerd! Yeah, the risk would be too hard to calculate. Might be a thing if you had a stack of banknotes worth 20 billion yen. 20 billion yen in gold would be such a big mountain that practically would be kinda pointless. That's right. The average gold bar is around 1 kilo. Oh, good to know. Thank you. So that's... I'm trying to picture how big of a space it would take, like, in actual real-life space. Because, like, that's about 10 tons. It's like 10,000 gold bars. Gold bars are pretty big. But it's hard to wrap my head around how big 10,000 would be. Like, if you put it in a bank vault or something. The human brain is not built to handle that big of a number. 10,000 is insane to picture. Just the part of the 10 tons of gold make it pretty much impossible. If you think about... Oh wait, we're no longer on the painting. Oopsie. I'll need to remember when the painting comes up. I'm gonna put him over it. Kind of brings you back down to reality. Anyway, that's a grandfather for you. Maybe he exaggerated the story. I thought some kind of wealthy person gave him a loan by saying he got 10 tons of gold from a witch. Because the number 10 tons was pretty symbolic. I mean, like his gratitude because the money he borrowed was worth 10 tons of gold or something. Yeah, maybe some rich man's legend wife generously granted it to grandfather. And maybe he started calling this person a witch. I see, Jessica's example isn't bad. Someone who generously lent a huge sum of money to grandfather when he still had no reputation might as well be called a witch. Yeah, you already said that like 3 times already for the conversation. I actually did use that money to build a vast amount of waves later on. But this person was great at judging people might also justify calling her a witch. If she went to the trouble of lending all that money, she might have enthusiastically overseen where it was spent. Decision to unexpectedly get involved with the occupying forces and profit from the Korean War demands might have been inspired by the witch herself. No, yeah, exactly. Okay, that's what I was saying. There's no way you just figure that all out on himself. He's not that much of a genius. I see. So in other words, this witchling grandfather is the funds necessary to revive the Ushiomiya family, and he owed a big time. Then he felt so grateful that he had that huge painting drawn and displayed. Yeah, it's not that crazy of a story. It's even possible that this person was an old granny who looked like a witch. Maybe grandfather idolized her. That's why he had her drawn to look so beautiful. I bet if we ever did meet this person, she would be nearly this pretty. That's possible. The name Beatrice. I'm very glad because it hides his face right now. We don't see his shitty ass face. Name Beatrice sounds pretty Western if you think about how everyone in our family has Western names. And even the name Beatrice is a result of grandfather trying to revenge some. Yeah. Okay, so essentially, they'll just be saying most of what I've figured out. That means this pretty girl doesn't exist outside this picture. Yes, that means I won't be able to rub those elegant breasts. Butler, do something about yourself, please. I beg you. The first place, isn't having a witch pretty bizarre by itself? Like you could find something like that anywhere on Earth. I often made fun of the witch, tried to distinguish myself from the kid I was 6 years ago, with fear the witch was forced. When Maria tugged on my sleeve. I could hear by old Archie pulled that she was a bit upset. Huh? Huh? What is it, Maria? Beatrice exists! Maria stared up at me. She had on her usual sour look, but I could tell she was angry by the color in her eyes. Witches exist! Witches exist! Sure, they do exist. If you're doing DPR and watch anime or something. Exist! Witches exist! I love doing the I remember saying I don't want to do them long. I love doing them now. I started getting impatient, not knowing why Maria was jumping on me like this. And Jessica tapped me on the shoulder and whispered, "Dumbass, you smashing a kid's dream. Am I really being like believes things like witches and Beatrice exists?" Come to think of it, Maria-chan, social studies at your school. When you were asked to write about what you wanted to be when you grew up, you wrote of witch, didn't you? Maria nodded seriously. She started to run from the corner of her eyes. I see. To a girl who wants to become a witch in the future, the existence of Beatrice was proof that witches do exist in this world. It was therefore an image that she yearned after and admired. Exist! Exist! Witches exist! But Butler still doesn't believe. It's okay, witches do exist. I believe it. It's fucking it, George. George, I need to keep kneel down. I nod Maria's head. Watching this, Jessica poked my side. So that's what it is. It's like shouting that Santa Claus doesn't exist in front of a child who believes in him on Christmas Eve. I'm not the kind of guy who likes to shut up kids' dreams. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to make fun of your dreams, so I apologize. Beatrice does exist. Even now, she's living in the forest and comes to the mansion every night to peek in and see what everyone's doing. But you shouldn't go into the forest. At night, you mustn't stare into the dark forest. You might be seen by the witch of the forest, Beatrice. After all, grandmother said so. Really? Mother really believes? Yeah, I believe. Sorry for doubting it. Come on, let's make up. Look at my hand. Maria grabbed it with her tiny hand and we made up. Maria didn't grumble any more than that. George and Jessica were relieved. So, what is the epitaph? Are they never gonna read it? I want to see what the fucking riddle is. Oh, the waifu baits. So this is where all of you were. I was sure you just left to go to the beach. And Shan carrying a basket. I was surprised to find us all gathered in front of the portrait. Ah, Shannon! Well, this is the first time Battler has seen Beatrice's portrait. We're just fascinated by it. That's right. It certainly is fascinating. Beatrice-sama is truly beautiful. I am sure that she captivated by the master. Fucking nerd laugh. In addition to the bathroom theory, there's also a theory that she was grandfather's first love. Either way, although it's been several decades since he met her, even now she holds a special place in his heart, which must mean that he's still captivated by her. Sheesh. That must have made grandmother pretty jealous, huh? I'm not really sure, but that might actually be true. Apparently grandmother believed he was cheating on her with some blonde. Good smell! Good smell coming from Shannon! Maya sniffing towards the basket Shannon was holding with interest. There's a stench of a horny bitch. I noticed the fragrant scent with a touch of vanilla. I hated that I said that. I wanted to follow up on a joke. But it turned out that like Shannon was just carrying vanilla. Damn it. I was told by Kumasawa-san to bring them to everyone. What is it? I wonder. Oh, excellent. I don't like her. I don't like her as much as I don't like George. I'm not gonna lie. I think they both should die. Cookie. Ew! What I eat cookies? What I eat cookies? Ew! Please, eat as much as you would like. But, would it be appropriate to serve cookies in a place like this? In front of the portrait? Yes. Shan sent us a glance and seemed to ask what we wanted to do about it. Well, yeah, I guess sitting here would be bad manners, generally speaking. Maria, why don't we eat someplace else? Let's put the cookies in a bento and have a picnic. Woohoo! Have a picnic, have a picnic! If we can eat cookies, let's go! Yeah, let's go get some fresh air. We shouldn't stuff ourselves right in front of the witch. Yeah, okay, E is the horny bitch. I should not have said that about the waifu baits. And E is. And he needs to, like, get that under control. 100%. The stench came from him. 100%. Didn't we say we wanted to go down to the beach in the first place? Let's go, let's go. Shannon-chan. Sorry, but could I ask you to get us a blanket if you don't? Some plastic tea? Right! Certainly. Shan received their instructions and gracefully bowed before retracing their steps. We headed for the beach on our own, but then we couldn't find the doors locked. Everyone, this was the entrance to the group. All the rain will be here. Feeling as though that witch was staring down at our back. Turn around once more. Battler, you still don't believe? Nope, I believe. It'd be so much cooler that way. The gold witch bitch was give grandfather 10 tons of gold. And that gold might be sleeping around here somewhere. Besides, didn't grandfather write that strange epitaph? Let's so challenge us to find it if we can. I say that kind of adventure story is way better.
200億
20
円
billion
の黄
worth
金
of
か
gold, huh?
私たち
Even if we
4
split
人
it
で
up
山分けした
between the four of us, that's still a ridiculous amount of money.
一人頭
5 billion yen for each of
50億円
us.
かすごいね
Incredible.
それだけあった
With
ら
that kind of
どん
money,
な事業で
you
も
could
起こせそ
probably
うだ
make
よ
any sort of business prosper.
いや
In
そ
fact,
もそ
you
も
could live a whole
働
life
かずに
fabulously without
生涯
working at
を優
all.
雅に過ごせるだろうね
Hey, hey,
50
I don't want 5 billion yen, I want cookies, cookies! Mario would take cookies over
ク
money.
ッキーだな
As I said, I don't know why Maria is disliked. He's cool.
夢のある話さ
Still, 5 billion yen, that's like a dream. Okay, and then time is gonna start. No,
バカバカしい
ridiculous.
まさかお前たちは
Is it possible that you all truly believe in Father's Legend of Gold?
信じているのかね
Of course we don't believe that story about a witch giving him gold. But there's no mistake about the gold itself.
お父様が出
The
自
fact
不
that
明の
Father
金塊を
obtained
持ってい
gold
た
bars
こと
from
は
an
複数
unknown
の筋か
source
ら確認
has
さ
been
れている
confirmed in
わ
several ways.
死んだマルソ
We
ンの
heard
会
that
長は
before the
生
president of
前
the Marisu
お父
company
様が
died,
某所で積
Father
み
showed him a large pile of
金塊
gold
をお
somewhere.
父様はそれを指し
Father
て
used that man's claim as
10ト
proof
ン
that
分
we
あ
were
ると
10 tons
はっ
of
きり
worth.
明言したわ
It's
Just the nonsense of a senile old man. But I'm with Father. He was just fabricating a story. You can't take it seriously.
存在船黄金に穴井な軍資金は集まらへん。
If that gold didn't exist, we wouldn't have been able to gather so much funding.
会長さんは生
It was the president that died. He was a person with such a sincere personality that he earned the respect of many in the business world.
詐欺の片棒
He wouldn't have become a partner to such fraud.
兄貴
Brother,
マルソーの
the
会長
president
は
of Marisu
確かに
definitely saw it.
10トンの黄金を
Tons of it, clearly, with his own eyes.
しかも親
Even
父は
more, that
そ
let
の
the
インゴット
president
の
take
一つを
one ingot
任
at
意で
random
抜き取らせ
and have it
会
examined.
長にもそれは10キロ
The
のイン
result
ゴッ
of
ト
the
で
examination showed that the 10 kilogram ingot was 19.99% pure.
インゴッ
A
ト
lot.
表面には
Said that you sure me have value correct. The one wing lingo
が刻印されてい
was
たという
imprinted on it.
後ろ宮の黄金
Almost
伝説は
instantly,
瞬く
the Ushiro-miya
間に
legend of the gold spread amongst the
財団
fixers
た
of
ち
the,
の間に広がったわ
the business world.
鋳造元不明の
Gold from an
黄金
unknown
は
foundry has a
確率が
poor rate of
悪い
converting to money.
ボロ儲けのチャンス
Thinking
だ
that
と
it was
思
a
った
chance for
彼らは
decisive
そ
profit,
れを担保に
they accepted it as collateral. As a result, Trevor was able to receive massive loans. I'm gonna stop the stream soon.
程があるじゃないか
You've done no limit to the absurdity you're willing to accept. When's a good point to stop? How old are you people? Are you still taking that nursery tale you heard as children seriously? Where is the proof that this 10 tons of gold even exists? Aren't you just parroting the lies of Favre and a few of those close to him?
もちろん口伝だけさ
Of course, it's just a
で
story.
もよ兄貴
But still, Aniki,
親父が調達した
the amount of money that raised required a suitable amount of collateral.
仮に黄金が出
Even if the gold itself was just a rumor, it's an undoubtable fact he showed them a treasure of comparable worth.
紛れもない
It was just an illusion of money created by a penniless father. He acted as though he actually had gold that didn't exist, fooling his sponsors. It was probably the gamble of a lifetime. Luckily, his use of those funds proved successful. If the Korean War demands had come and the Ushiro-miya family had not been restored, I would probably have been honored as crook of the century.
じゃあクラウス兄さんは
So are you saying the gold never existed and Favre made it all up?
全てお父さんの
もちろんさ
Of course.
だから十分な
And because of that, the illusion of gold became a mere inconvenience when we achieved enough success.
だから親父
That's why later on, Favre had all that about a witch and black magic, weakening the credibility of the entire story. In other words, he revealed that the illusion of the gold was a fabrication. How much longer are you looking for? I'm looking for like right now. About right now. Like as close to right now as possible. Like in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, that's fine. 30 minutes, that's a bit much, but if it's a really good stopping point, I'm fine with that. If you claim to have received the gold from a witch, you don't believe that it existed at all, right? It's also possible he said it all for your sakes. The topic of Hideyoshi is amazing. I'm glad to hear. It gets hype, but it's like an hour-long scene. I don't know what point they stop talking, but probably stopping after they finish is a good point. I mean, if it's in like in an hour, right? That's the issue. If it's like in a full hour, it's also possible to set it for all of your sakes. Nevertheless, here comes a stupid offspring, wanting to divide up this non-existent gold along with the rest of the inheritance. Rosa, don't tell me that even you believe in a fabrication like this.
私はお父様が本当に黄金を持ってい
I
たか
can't
どう
prove
か
whether or
確
not
かめ
Father
ること
really
が
had the
できない
gold.
でも
I just want to claim my rightful share as one of Father's full
正
children.
当な分を
Oh, it seems even you have started to talk that way, Rosa. I see. So that's what you're all getting at. You're trying to claim that I'm attempting to keep all the gold for myself. Nissan, you've gathered a massive supply of funds. That's a fact. If you rule out the possibility that you've been embezzling Father's personal funds, then there's only one possibility left, right? Aniki, we've been thinking that you might have found those 10 tons of gold bars. Ridiculous. Such a thing never existed in the first place. That would explain this instance. That would explain why he thinks so much. That... Yeah. Then explain yourself. Was it an embezzlement of Father's assets or Father's hidden gold? Or could you have gathered so much funding if not one of these methods? Even I have many friends in the political and financial realms. I have earned their cooperation, nothing more. And on that matter, I have no responsibility to explain myself to you. You understand, don't you? There are some topics that ought not be spoken of. If you insist on that point, that's all well and good for now. But Aniki, that doesn't have long. Nobody can ensure that he'll live to see this day next year. The inheritance process will begin at the instant of Dad's death. We'll arrange for lawyers and accountants who are impartial to all of us, and have them inspect Dad's financial situations. At that time, if it comes to light that you've unjustly interfered with Father's money, you understand, right? I don't have a clue what you're talking about. You're starting to make me feel as indignant as my wife was. Of course, Father's gold is part of Father's fortune. We understand it's money you can reveal openly, but the four siblings should have an equal right to it. In other words, we're gonna have your financial situation investigated, as well as Dad's, to determine whether you're hoarding the gold or not. Isn't this a great opportunity? Right now, prove the existence of your so-called support from friends and acquaintances. That way we can sportingly apologize for foolishly dueling you. Right, Rosa? That's right. Krasny-san, you're the one who's dodging the issue. You are guiltless. You could just prove that you were in the right, but you aren't even trying to do so. However, Aniki, we still have to consider your position here. As that representative, you're probably bearing a larger share of the burden that we are. We've been living terribly relaxed lives until now, so it wouldn't be fair for the rest of us to complain without taking your efforts into account. Oh? Seems you cannot make up your mind whether to flatter me or slander me. Please get to the point. Basically, randomly investigating the peaky aspects of Father's wealth seems like a pretty good way to go about it. As you said, Krasny-san, there may have been movements of money that are difficult to explain. We've come to consult with you today, while fully aware of that point. Both sides stand to gain talking about this now. A consultation. Oh. When the inheritance is divided, you'll be rewarded for years of hard work, taking care of Dad by an agreement that's generous in our favor. Don't misunderstand us, Nissan.
We aren't saying that we'll abandon our rights. But when we make our claim for what we deserve, we might as well have very generous understanding for your position. That's what we mean.
つまり
In other words, if you accept our conditions, then when the inheritance is divided, we'll leave the investigation of father's financial situation to you, Cross-Nissan. All of the siblings from Eva downwards suspected that Cross was trying to steal their father's wealth. So I think Cross' reported state of that wealth was extremely contradictory and a huge concession. If, as a claim, Cross was actually embezzling up money, Cross would be able to hide that fact. Besides which, it'd be possible for him to control the distribution of the inheritance in a manner favorable to himself. Cross, realizing that this sounded too good to be true, couldn't help but feel suspicious. Yeah, no shit. He couldn't help but worry about what they'd ask for in exchange. Oh, after mistrusting me completely, you now say that you're willing to restore your confidence in me as the eldest sibling? So what is it you want in return? Just what we deserve as siblings. You aren't the kind of person who steals that property, but you also aren't being financed by some patron. Considering all that, there is a certain explanation that satisfies the rest of us. Nisa, you found 10 tons of gold and used that as collateral to gather some funding. Is that? He probably dug up the resort. Right, because the resort is such a bad idea without like actual tourist attractions. Because like the tourists will come, go to the beach and then get bored because they'll have nothing to explore. So he probably built the resort not necessarily at the point where the gold was, but close enough so that he could like try and ship out the gold along with like the materials needed to build the resort. Right? Like it's a great way to make sure the gold could actually be used by him. Because he knows to some degree that the resort on the on this island is completely unprofitable in every sense until like way later, way more money down the line. So I'm betting right now that the guest hotel, the guest house, this is just an excuse that he built in order to bring the money, bring the gold out of the island. Yes. Just like Father did in the past, right? If that's the case, there won't be any funny business in Father's finances. You've always been a good son, looking after Father. Why would we mistrust a person like that? You're being so roundabout, I can barely understand you. Please in clearer and more practical terms. Our first condition. Aniki, you must admit that you found that gold. Are you asking me to admit I possess gold that doesn't exist? Our second condition. You'll acknowledge that each sibling has a right to a share of the gold, and you'll pay out those shares. Oh, foolish. With that non-existent 20 billion yen of gold, there would be 5 billion yen per person. Are you telling me to pay a total of 15 billion yen? Ridiculous. Keep listening till the end. We know that much money can't just pop out of nowhere. We're not asking you to make an impossible deal. Of course, regarding the portions of the gold, we plan to reward you plenty for your hard work until now. Our third condition. The portion of the gold to the one bearing the title of successor to the Oshima family will be 50%. The remainder will be considered the fair share of the siblings and divided up. Of course. This also includes you, Cross-Nissan. Of the 20 billion, 12.5 will go to Aniki. They're making a huge concession. 2.5 billion will go to Evan-Nissan. 2.5 billion will go to me. And 2.5 will go to Rosa. The division scheme makes me so grateful I could cry. So you're saying, for the sake of the gold that doesn't exist, I must pay you 7.5 billion yen. What's wrong? Nissan, your share is 5 times the size of ours. These are such good terms, I'd be jumping for joy. Our fourth condition. The gold will be liquidated and distributed along with the inheritance at the time of father's death. However, as it supposes that 10% of our portions are to be paid to us promptly. This payment must be made before March of next year. What do you think, Krusny-san? This is an ideal chance for you to restore the trust regarding your handling of father's assets, isn't it? Of course, it might be impossible to get a whole 7.5 billion before father dies. But it should be possible for you to manage a deposit of 750 million, right? Paying 700 million in half a year might sound like a pain. You should be able to manage it, while with all your friends in the political and business spheres. Not fully, but to receive 7.5 billion right now, all at once. Not a lot of concern for you. We'll show sincerity by asking for only 10% of that for the time being. The remaining 90% can wait until the inheritance is distributed. See? Even you'd be capable of managing a mere 10% to show your sincerity. So you're trying to tell me the right to assess father's financial situation for 750 million yen. Oh, impressive. You all certainly have grown. The thing that knows one being offered deals. Instead, if you accept these terms, the rest of the siblings will leave the investigation of father's assets to you. However, the results of the investigation will be subject to scrutiny. It's only natural, right? It'd be so sad if you manage things so that our 7.5 billion share shrank. We'll avoid complaining as a general rule. Make sure you do it neat and tidy. As long as you don't try anything that's blatantly obvious. Got no intention of stirring things up. We're on our inheritance quickly too. We don't want it to get all drawn out and left hanging. If a complaint is made, we would carry out the follow-up investigation. We don't mind if it's you. This is probably the first and last chance for our siblings to reach a consensus. Believe it won't come to that. Oh shit, cackle. Looks like even you can speak up now and then, Rosa. But it's obvious that Cross wasn't at all trusted as the oldest sibling. There's no need to go into detail. Yeah, as I said, Kiri is just, like, on the side. Like, as someone said, she's just, like, eating popcorn and drinking tea while everyone's talking. She has nothing to say, like, there's nothing she can say. The formerly tyrannical oldest brother had always abused his privilege and violated the other sibling's share. It was in response to this that the other three, Naldos, were finally teaming up and striking back for the first time. Sorry, but there's more. Our fifth condition. This decision must take precedence over father's will. Later on, we don't want some will to appear and make this decision completely irrelevant. I see that you're very cautious. And let me ask, if the gold really were found, what would you do? Since you'll be making payments to us for what the gold's worth. Wait. The rest of us really don't care if we ever steal gold or not. You can speak of a share as an advancement payment. It's good to have dreams, isn't it? You plan to turn this island into a resort, right? You might stumble upon the gold by chance during construction. Yeah, that's what happened, right? Novellas had a high-pitched laugh. First watch, but didn't even flinch. Let me add a seventh condition before I accept. What? I accidentally skipped like a lot of dialogue. Shit. I pressed the wrong key. Okay. In a situation that any sibling other than myself finds the gold, they will immediately turn it over to me. Yes, of course we'll loan to it for you. There's a play on words. Of course, the others were forcing Cross to pay money for some non-existent gold. We wouldn't save Cross, if portion, if they actually found it. From the beginning, this deal had been nothing more than a threat directed at Cross. Yeah. Regardless of the actual facts, it was still extremely likely that Cross was embedded in his father's assets. Yeah. When Kinzo faced death at last and had his inheritance distributed, So So some unpleasant facts will surely come to light. That could easily become fatal to Cross. The others had spotted this weak point and were threatening their brother and veil a compromise, trying to wring a huge sum of money out of him. However, they had forgotten one thing. They'd forgotten that their brother's brain moved so swiftly, at least when it came to cunning and guile, that they'd been forced to band together to combat him. While Eva couldn't stop smiling, sure of victory, Cross let out a gloating laugh to show how relaxed he was. This lore makes for such a touching story. My estrangement from you has left a deep pain in my heart. If this condition has been with siblings and become friends again, it pleases me to no end. I'll be happy to agree to your deal. Rejoice, Rosa. You have reached an understanding. Rosa's expression deemed was never a good side when her brother started talking like this. Eva also keenly picked up on this. That's why she was unable to wipe away a sense of unease, even though Cross had obediently accepted her deal. My, obedient of you. Not like you at all, Nissan. Okay, what's the twist? What's the twist they're getting at? What a cruel thing to say. Are you implying I have some ulterior motive? Of course I don't. I'm just the same as all of you. Just the same as all of you. Seem to emphasize just that one part. The core of Rudolph's face darkened. He didn't find the gold. No. Did he actually find it? I don't understand. To him, it sounds as though Cross was saying, I have a plan similar to yours. So Rudolph panicked. He rushed to bring this nearly resolved discussion to a conclusion. Then we're good. So, Aniki, would you mind signing here? This is a written contract summarizing the discussion we've just been having. There's one for each of us. Everyone will sign for the same contents. Rudolph took 4 written contracts out of his breast pocket that had the details of a deal written on them. The 7th condition you propose will, of course, be added right now. I had forgotten to remove those. Shit. Don't worry about that. Aniki, need a pen? Rudolph took a fountain pen out of his breast pocket and offered it to Cross. Cross made as if to accept it, but then, with a small laugh, he drew back his egg without taking it and spoke. Actually, in order to ensure that this agreement is properly executed, I'd like to propose an amendment on just one point. As soon as Cross said that single sentence, all of the siblings felt as though something ominous was creeping up their backs at the same time. That won't do! We already decided, haven't we? He's gonna say something about, like, if someone dies, their shell goes to him. Something like that. Just stay quiet and sign it. Why are you in such a hurry, Eva? Of course I'll sign. I promise the share of the gold going to all of you will be 7.5 billion yen. I also promise that when father's inheritance is distributed, I will cleanly and neatly liquidate it. However, there is one point that I simply must insist that you compromise on. What are you talking about? Why don't you like it? The part about promptly paying 10% of your share. 750 million yen. So, what? As you pointed out, the financial situation is far from prosperous. Well, I can guarantee that I will collect on various future investments. I must admit that I am quite poor at the present moment. In short, I have absolutely no money that I can move around right now. I am incompetent, and my business sense is dull. Since I am the loser you all claim me to be, I don't have the power to move 750 million yen just after a year. Can't be true! Are you trying to deceive us with such a half-baked trick? At the time of division of the inheritance, I will liquidate everything at once. Remove the condition that I must pay you 10% in advance. That is the only condition under which I am willing to sign.
クラウス兄さん
Of course, Nissan. But 10% is nothing more than a number to measure his sincerity, isn't it?
本当なら取引
All things being equal, you shouldn't have any room to negotiate at all. I forgot to show it up, but like for 1 second, here we go.
そこを
We're doing you a huge favor by offering to let things slide for just 10% in good faith money. Now that we've explained that, you rejecting the offer would seriously damage our trusting relationship, right? Hideyoshi had a humble expression on his face, was rubbing his hands together. But his eyes weren't calm at all. Cross had already seen through the shadow in the depths of those eyes. Why are you all in such a rush? Or could it be that you're afraid of something? Rosa, won't you tell me alone? Secretly, so the rest of the siblings can't hear. It's not as though I
別に私は
have no idea what's going on. Quit it, Aniki. All we're asking is whether you're gonna sign or not. Forget about making any strange deals or any other suspicious moves. Oh? You say I have no room to negotiate. Are you trying to claim that I'm in a weak position? What you're after puts up in an unequal relationship. But if he has found the gold... If he has found the gold... then all of this deal is worthless. Like, if he has found the gold and who's arrested... Because like there's a resort. If through the resort, he sent all of that money off the island and into his personal funds, there is no way that anyone will find out about it. Like they will let him endorse the signing. They'll let him endorse the thing, or they'll check the father's funds. They'll find no embezzling whatsoever, and then they'll realize he did find the gold and he moves the gold somewhere else and nobody can prove he has the gold. This is why, that's what the upfront money is for. Yeah, exactly. And that's why he just began to crawl up Rudolph's back, began to feel himself getting overwhelmed as the height of his brother's completely insurmountable wall. There's a long shadow that had existed since they were children. Shouldn't deals be made between those on even footings? From my perspective, this deal will help restore the long-lost trust of my younger siblings and deepen the love between us. It's an old problem that's been eating at me, and one I would prefer to resolve as soon as possible. I would be overjoyed if we could resolve it today. I just don't understand what is the ace he's been keeping. Like, what is giving him such a strong advantage right now to like actually make demands? However, it seems they're not the only one who would be glad to close this deal quickly. Am I wrong? Cross stared at each of his siblings. They avoided his gaze with animal-like instinct. Only Hideyoshi was slow in avoiding it, so it was caught by Cross's gaze. Hideyoshi-san, your company has been doing extremely well lately. The brief space it went public, both its track record and stock prices have soared. I'm truly jealous. Wait, we aren't here to talk about my husband. However, it is unfortunate that you have neglected your stockholders. It's even more unfortunate that you were unable to solidify your base when you became stock listed. For you realized that some bad-natured colleague of yours had bought up a huge share of your company's stock, right? Oh. So the ace he has is that they also are in deep shit. And he knows. How could you know about that? The same way you knew about me? If it's possible to collect evidence proving that no one would offer a loan to me, then it's possible for me to collect evidence on you. Is it really so unexpected as that? Oh. Rose grinned broadly.
In contrast, Hideyoshi's face was rapidly turning pale. Hideyoshi's company is a restaurant chain management company that is started from nothing. Thanks to Hideyoshi's management efforts, the company had achieved success repeatedly, expanding its range, and a petition to make it a stock-listed company had recently succeeded. The greatest advantage of being in a stockholding system is that you can sell stock certificates and gain a large amount of financing. That amount is said to be far greater than a business's normal profits. So this is an extremely effective way to gather massive funds to expand a business even further. However, in exchange for financing the company, the stockholders gain certain rights. They're given rights that allow them to observe and guide the company they've invested in, leading to profits even greater than their original investment. This right is guaranteed to the stockholders, and they sometimes use it to dismiss ineffectual management. The right allows them to keep an eye on management and prevent the money they've invested in the company from going to waste. However, if they use it possibly, they can eject the former management, take over the company. After all, dismissing management and nominating new management are powers held by the general body of all shareholders. That power is determined by the majority decision of the stockholders. The people who hold most stock get to cast more votes. In other words, if some person or group, holds the majority, they can freely chase out the old management and make the president anyone they like. If they want, also possible for them to make themselves president. Most companies take various defensive measures to stop malicious people from buying up their stock and trading in their position, like ensuring that loss of stock is bought by those close to them, such as company employees. However, Hideyoshi's company had only recently become stock listed, and he hadn't had time to strengthen those defensive measures. Or maybe Hideyoshi was so engrossed in the management of his company that he couldn't properly understand the dangers of being stock listed. So he fucked up completely. Not to say whether he should be viewed as a kind-hearted manager immersed in the work of management, or a foolish manager with his feet swept up from under him. My god. In other words, there existed some people who wouldn't let him get away with that naivety unscathed. They began repeatedly buying up stock in the Hideyoshi's company, rapidly gaining such strength that they couldn't be ignored. They then sent anonymous documents to the shareholders in an attempt to get control of a majority. Documents read, "The current management continues to make pointless investments, ignoring the needs of the stockholders. Let's force the current management to retire, cut the current wasted investments, and let this company be born again as one that gives more back to the stockholders." It's very difficult to make the actual state of a company's management known. The fruits of Hideyoshi's sleepless nights and constant concern for his company were cruelly distorted, and he lost the trust of his stockholders. Like with his efforts, this group had almost collected the majority of the company's stock, so he is in deep shit. At that point, even Hideyoshi noticed that to buy back the stock. But the stockholders realized that the company was undergoing an acquisition maneuver, and each demanded a ridiculous price for the shares that Hideyoshi was trying to buy back. They continually tortured Hideyoshi, who had no leeway in the negotiation of the price. So, the game was making clear that Frost has a huge incentive to betray everyone in this room. But they're doing the same for Hideyoshi now. And Eva as a result. Because it's both their company. One of the certainties of capitalism is that the price will rise when two parties vie for the same thing. And one of the certainties of democracy is that the majority controls everything. So in the end, whoever manages to buy up the most stock wins. Put another way, whoever has the most money wins. Unless Hideyoshi could obtain a large sum of money at a critical time, he could easily lose all he had built so far. Therefore, more than anything else, he wanted a lot of money right now. I love how we're actually capitalizing that. He couldn't wait for the division of Kinzo's inheritance. This no one knew when he would die. And you, Rudolph, have been in quite a lot of trouble lately too, haven't you? You always hear people say it's terrifying overseas, but it seems it really is true. American trials are settled quite emotionally. They never hand down generous judgments to foreigners. Weren't you advised by your lawyer that making a settlement with the property would be more economical in the long run? What's this all about? Finally Kiri fucking raises up and says something. Well, I'm just in trouble from work. No big deal. Nothing you can settle with money. Here he immediately gets the meaning behind the subtle expression on Rudolph's face. Her husband had gotten wrapped up in some kind of trouble without knowledge, and had been worrying over it alone. That's right. In this world, anything can be settled with money. After all, can even buy back the broken bonds between siblings. America is very fussy about the violation of rights. But with money, anything can be settled. Long live capitalism. So, rumor has it that the settlement money could be as high as several $1,000,000. Rudolph had been building a large amount of wealth with a certain type of niche industry. However, a niche is a niche. Definitely wasn't a business exposed to the light of day. An American corporate giant was trying to accuse Rudolph's company of violating their rights. For various reasons, it was thought a victory for Rudolph in this trial would be extremely unlikely, and he was being forced to an all-out surrender. But even so, there was a way for this to be resolved with money. He could just pay that money. It might still be painful, but he'd be able to pick himself back up. But if he didn't pay, he'd lose everything. Therefore, more than anything else, he wanted a lot of money right now. Where's that? You're a good and noble little sister. I'm about to finish Malu, but like this is when shit gets really interesting. We're getting everyone's motivations right now. You wouldn't get yourself involved in a dangerous money game. However, you've soft out in nature has brought trouble, hasn't it? In my opinion, becoming a co-signer for anything isn't something one should enter too lightly. Echo. That's none of your business, Krasny-san! Was uncharacteristically laid bare her emotions and yelled. After all, no one was supposed to know that. As Cross watched, he let slip the muffled laugh. Without exception, every one of them, more than anything else, wanted a lot of money right now. Give me a second. I think they want us to understand this. Wait. Okay, we're gonna hide this. And we're gonna put it up there with our collection of quotes. Perfect. We can remember this now every time, along with all the other important things we have to remember in this shot right now. In other words, the situation had been reversed. After all, the person the younger siblings were threatening was the only one who had no urgent need for a large sum of money. The other three, however, wanted a lot of money quickly, no matter the cost. In other words, the longer it took to establish this deal, the better position Cross would be in. Cross is extremely sly. He had known of her Achilles' heel from the beginning. Even so, he had not been certain, before he added in his knowledge until the very end, striking back only after analyzing their attitudes. If it were possible, I would like nothing more than to raise some money for my adorable siblings in the time of need. But unfortunately, I have nothing on hand. If you know of any sponsors that might be able to raise a whole 750 million, I suggest you try there first. Cross's elated words were so obviously detached from what he actually felt. The other siblings could do nothing more than listen, grinding their teeth. If they could think of a sponsor that convenient, they wouldn't have kept up the charade. They had entered this huge battle specifically because they had exhausted all of their options. However, if you do insist on relying on your big brother, I wouldn't mind using my influence to help you find such a sponsor. No, wait, I do believe you said that I have no influence. Well, then I'm afraid I won't be of much help to you. His low, gloating laugh began to feel the power. The youngest siblings, who had been driving the oldest brother into a corner until a moment ago, could do nothing more than grimace and grind their teeth. Eva,
冗談じゃないわ
don't make me laugh,
兄さんに
as if I'd
金
ever
が作れ
put
るもんです
myself in your debt.
冗談じゃない
Don't make me laugh,
冗談じゃない
don't make me laugh.
クラウス兄さん
If we relied on you, how exactly would you
ど
help
う
us?
助けてくれる
言ったでは
I
ない
told you, didn't I? All I can do is find other sponsors for you.
もちろん
Of course, I will negotiate for the highest interest rate possible. Damn you,
足元
taking advantage of us.
あなた
Honey,
落ち着いて
please calm down.
落ち着いてるぜ
I'm calm. I'm
俺
extremely
は気を
cool.
腐ったりが
You bastard. Hugh grabbed her husband's hand. That action made him feel even more pitiful, so Rudolph shook it up. Frost laughed as though watching something highly amusing.
こんな時
In times like these, it certainly would be nice to find Father's Eden gold. If you did, we could split it up into 2.5 billion yen portions right now. Oh, sad, oh, sad. Oh, very sad. Oh, extremely, totally, truly, hopelessly sad. Tonight, let us all drink together as we solve the riddle of Beatrice's epitaph and discover the location of Father's Eden gold. If we four friendly siblings work together, there's surely no puzzle we can solve. It's probably... okay, it was 2 p.m. back when we switched to the kid, but now that we're back here, I assume we're close to 3 p.m., maybe? Yeah, he deserves that laugh. He was the smartest in his room, in the end. PM. We're gonna get the clock coming up soon, I guess. They've been on their throats for hours. Yeah. We're gonna stop here. It's a good stopping point. This is a good stopping point. It's they just established, right? Like let me make it clear for everyone. You know, not zoom in on M, zoom in on this. Right, let's make it clear right here. Alright, every one of them, without exception. But yeah, I'm gonna stop for today. Thank you everyone for coming. I hope you all have a good morning, good everything. I'm gonna see if we can raid someone. Let me close the game. Here we go. That was fun. Okay, I'm starting to see why people like this game. Right, like I wasn't convinced because there was nothing happening much for a while. But the slow burn is finally kicking off. Slowly. And it's finally starting to pop off. So, you know, it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. Yeah, let's do like last time. Let's do like last time and raid Fair Jame. There's no one else I can really raid right now. So, you know, I won't. After 10 hours of streaming. Yeah, no, after 10 fucking hours. It took a while. It took a while. It definitely took a while. But still. Let me send a raid to them. Say I from me. Like don't forget to say I, very important. And I'll be going and have a good sleep because I am very tired from all this. My tongue is genuinely hurting. Bye bye everyone. Have a good night.